isn't it? That's new. Welcome to the Sewing Quarter with apparently new graphics. Very exciting. So here we are this morning. I'm Natasha McCarthy and it is Mollie Makes Takeover Day. Oh yes. Now you know that here at the Sewing Quarter we are part of a larger group. We're part of the immediate group, and as such we have various magazines in our sort of stable, as you were. And Mollie Makes is one of these magazines. Now Mollie Makes is a craft-based magazine. It's bringing you all sorts of different crafty goodies. And so today we've taken some of the lovely projects that they've had throughout their magazines and brought them in kit form, so you don't have to worry about finding this or that or the other. Everything that you need is in the kit, ready to go, ready to make that make. We've got contributors, we've got designers, we've got all sorts for you today. And we are starting off today with, well, let's have a look at the whole day. Let's just go straight for it. Here we go. So at 8 o'clock, we're making the perfect picnic mat. At 9 o'clock, we've got a marvellous makeup bag. And at 10 a.m., it's all about Mollie's pretty PJs, or yours. They're not just Mollie's. And at 11 o'clock, we've got our kitchen essentials. How did that sneak in? It's not. It's Book Corner. There will be no cooking on this show. Different channel. How exciting. No food. No food. You see, that's the trouble. We get to 11 o'clock, we all get hungry. Yeah, no, nothing to do with the kitchen at 11 at all. It's all about the books. Okay, so that's sort of what we've got coming up. We didn't see that. We'll gloss over that. Now, this morning, we've got the lovely ladies. We've got Hannah and Rosie in from the new Craft House. They're joining us this morning. We've split them up. They're going to do an hour each. And we've got this out of one of the magazines, which they've designed. Now, this came out of one of the Mollie Make magazines. And if you want to subscribe to the Mollie Make magazine, then we've got a special offer on for that as well, which means that you can get the next 3 editions of Mollie Makes for just £3. So that's £1 an edition. That's a saving of 83%. If you go to the website, it's all the details, T's and C's, etc., are all on there for you. And you can get this cracking deal, get a good taste, and make sure that you absolutely love it for just £3. Awesome. Right, now I kind of teased you with the fact that we've got Hannah with us this hour from the new Craft House, and then at 10 o'clock we've got Rosie who's making Mollie's perfect PJs. But this hour we're making this, which is the roll-up picnic mat. You've been asking for it, so we are now bringing it to you. So many of you saying, look, we're getting into that picnic season. Please can you show us how to do a roll-up picnic mat? So that's what we've brought for you today. Now, because this is a kit, we've kitted the whole lot. We're bringing you 4 meters of fabric. What? 4 meters. Is it 4.5? No, it's 4. 4 meters. Yeah. Sorry, my producer's trying to tell me it's more. It's not. It's 4 meters. So you get 2 of the beautiful patterns now, and then you also get 2 of your plain. So you've got that lovely contrast. Perfect for spring, summer, all of your picnicking needs, or whether you're just, quite frankly, going to have a lie in the sun. You've got Velcro, you've got the stuffing, you've got the instructions. Now, the lady behind the instructions, come with me. It's Hannah.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good to have you on the show. Now, a little while ago, was it last summer?
That we did the
tutorial.
Yeah, I think it was an August edition of
Nice.
Mollie, I think.
That's prime
Picnicking season.
picnicking, festivals,
Exactly.
proms in the park type thing.
And beach, you can take it to the beach.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Do you know the other thing I noticed? On the odd occasion that I'm in London on a sunny day, it's just the parks.
Yeah, it's
are
mad.
Just,
it's like a sea
of
people. With
now
barbecues.
you can pay for like for a chair.
Yeah.
But why not make your own?
It's perfect.
Now there's a lot of material in this, isn't there?
Yeah, and you're going to have some left over. And no, so you need to cut it out yourself.
Yeah. We've got aqua to go with it. $39.95, a load of mats. You are getting, and it's proper Velcro, you're getting 60 centimetres. You've used 20 centimetres. Yeah. So you've got enough for 3 more sets of mats.
The good thing about the amount of fabric you have left as well is that I hate it when I sew a project and I've got a tiny bit of fabric left and I'm like, oh, well, I shouldn't throw it away, so I should keep it. Then you end up with all these like pieces like this size. I never use them.
What do you do with it?
But with this, you have enough left to be like, okay, I can make something
Yeah,
of a substantial size.
Yes,
yeah.
no, absolutely. Maybe it's going to be a makeup bag.
Yeah.
Maybe for Sonia it's going to be another makeup bag. You
Perfect
never know.
for that.
Oh, she uses it. Good.
Great.
I'm pleased about that because so often, you make things and then you don't want to use it.
Because you love it so much, you don't want to ruin it.
Oh, she uses it as a stash bag.
Oh, that's handy.
Nice.
You could scale it up and do a bigger one for knitting and stuff.
Nice. So within this kit, you're getting ample material, loads of material. You're getting 2 meters of each of the sets of material, and you're getting 60 centimeters of the Velcro, and you're getting 2 of these, both of these. So you're getting 2 lots of your wadding, and you get your instructions. Are you a picnicky kind of a girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
no hesitation there. Straight in. Yes.
Yeah, because me and Rosie are forever trying to find excuses to leave the office. So we'll be like, oh, shall we go out? So in the summer, you can have that perfect, let's go to the park and eat.
Yes. It's that lunchtime, isn't it? They say it's really good for your health to actually leave the office and go out, even if it's just for half an hour. Producer Paul will always take a little walk around the block in his lunch hour. Every day, religiously, off he goes. And so, great. Take this with you. Have a little sit in the park.
Perfect.
Sandwich, drink.
And we're near one of the... there's not many parks in London where you can have barbecues, where you're properly allowed. The one near our new office is. So in the summer, it's just barbecue. The whole thing is just barbecues.
Oh, that smells amazing.
Yeah,
hungry already. So we've got the Velcro that's stuck on there. Do we now need to sew that on? How are we going to sew it on?
Sew it and just do a line right near the edge around all 4 sides, just to secure it down.
On the sewing machine or by hand?
I mean, at this stage, I'd do it on the sewing machine. When we do the furry side later, don't know if it has a real name, but the furry soft bit, then we'll do it by hand.
That's the loop.
That's the hook and the loop.
And that's the loop.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
Furry.
So
that bit will
furry works.
Furry.
We can stick with furry.
So if you do want to do it on the machine, you're going to see the stitches on the back. But if it's neat and a nice rectangle, it doesn't matter.
I guess it kind of, for me, it sort of reinforces the strength of it as well.
Yeah.
You've got those extra stitches in there.
Because it can come off. And also it means you can wash it and it's going to stay on.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. Because the sticky back of the Velcro is not there to be a permanent thing. It's there so that you can position it exactly, because you need to know that where you put your loop part of the Velcro, that it's going to be exactly where you need it to be. So that's why it's repositionable. Very, very easy. And as Hannah says, very difficult to pin. So this is a great alternative. If you've never used it, you're in for an absolute treat.
Oh, my machine's unthreaded. Yeah, the other good thing about it is that you can just stick the loop side to the hook side.
Yes.
And then you can
peel
stick it, peel it off, and then pop it in.
It's in exactly the right place. This is the only thing that you might have when using your sewing machine with your hook side, which is this hook side, is that sometimes it hooks the thread and you just end up having to rethread your machine. But it's not the end of the world. So, do you know what? Today I think it's going to be picnic weather. It was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, yesterday was lovely.
Yesterday was really lovely.
But nothing beats that day like a few weekends ago.
Oh, yeah, that ridiculously
it was like
hot day.
25 degrees.
Yeah, we're going, it's March. What's going on? How is this? How is this still? But the nice day was in March. Yeah, it was. Just at
was
the end
it?
of
Right
March,
at the end?
Right at the end.
And then it just went bad again.
Yeah,
well, all right, but...
Now, do you need to hook on through there as well? You just have it in the boot of your car as well. That's the thing, isn't it? Just have it there. And then, actually, a friend of mine says that she always keeps a rug or a blanket or something for her kids in the car, because invariably they come home from sports or whatever, soaking wet, cold, and then she's always got something to just throw them. So it could be that firstly you've got it there in case it's a nice day, maybe you're waiting for the kids, and then you could, kids' sports day. Roll it out, picnic, job done. But you see, then you've got, if it gets cold, you just zip underneath it.
Yeah, and wrap yourself up in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Snuggle down on it. Yes, that's the one.
You can wash with it, but just make sure that you do have sewn on the Velcro.
Yeah, before you wash it.
Yeah, because otherwise it will come off.
Sylvia's asked, is the fabric cotton? Yes, it's all 100% cotton. The floral is sort of a heavier weight cotton. But you don't have to. You don't need a different needle or anything like that. It's just got slightly weightier. It almost feels like linen, but it's 100% cotton. It's got that sort of linen texture through there. It's a really beautiful material for this. You're getting 2 meters of this and 2 meters of your plain as well. So oodles, ample going on. So once we've sewn on this,
Yep. So I've stitched that one around, and then you can see, can't see them on that side, and then on the other side it's just a rectangle, which you can't really see either with white thread.
I think, you know, we're quite used to seeing that with Velcro, aren't you? Can you just see? You can
Yeah, you wouldn't be like...
There you go. You can just see it's almost like it's just a quilted effect, isn't it? Basically. That's all. But that's going to reinforce that and make sure that you can wash it if you need to. My tip, because a lot of my dog beds I use Velcro on, is just make sure that the Velcro is fastened when you put it in the wash, so it doesn't pick up all the fluff.
Oh, what? You just close the 2 pieces together?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good tip.
And then it doesn't get stuck onto everything else in the wash.
Yeah. This has been getting stuck to, like, my ties, like, to everything. So then, yeah, and do the other piece the same. I'll leave that one, actually, so we can get on to the next step.
Okay, all right, what's the next step?
But, yeah, do both of them. So the next bit is we need to attach these to the backing fabrics.
Right.
So if I grab all these out of the way...
There's a lot, isn't there? You do get, this is a big, big kit. Big old kit. So this is your backing sheet, and all of these have all been cut down to size. This is aqua, beautiful summer colour. Whoa, look at...
So the backing piece is longer because it comes up the same length as the front and then around the cushion as well.
Oh, so you've got that bit.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, there you go. I'll leave you to...
Imagine, the end that we're going to put these on is the bottom end, so not the cushion end.
Right.
Like these little snips.
Full instructions coming with this, so don't worry. Let's see where we are.
So you want to measure in 15 centimetres from the side and 15 centimetres from the end. I've just folded it up.
Right.
I don't think there's a right and wrong side to this, so at this point...
There isn't, not with our Spectrum solids. There's not. Our Spectrum solids are from Macao, 100% cotton, but you're getting 2 meters of it.
So then just pop a pin in, just to mark it.
Okay.
So it's 15 centimetres from the side, 15 centimetres from the end.
Okay.
And you're going to position your strap on, and you want the Velcro facing down.
Right.
So just put the end at 15 centimetres, so the Velcro goes over the edge.
Right.
There's going to be a seam allowance there as well, so it will clear it fine.
Oh, okay. And then how much do you sew on?
So I sew on about a couple of inch square, and then I reinforce it with a cross through the middle as well. So just pin this in place. And then the same on the other side.
So 15 centimetres in again.
Yeah.
To there.
Kind of guess it. Up there. So Velcro always facing down.
Right. This is just a lovely summer project. Difficulty rating?
It's easy. Like, the instructions are really clear, and the only bit that's a little bit tricky is attaching the semicircle, because you're sewing a curve. But if you go slow, put in loads of pins, and because cotton's so nice to sew with and press and things, so it's like a beginner be able to tackle it.
And actually, it's only a semicircle. You're not doing the whole circle, are you? So it's a great starter circle.
It's good. So then the handle is going to be positioned in between them. So it doesn't have a right and wrong side, so just pop it on whichever way. Make sure that it's lined up with the edges. And then obviously you want to put some height in it, so you've got something to pick up. So about
it's like a caterpillar.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just lift it a tiny little bit. I wouldn't go too big because it might then hang away from the picnic mat.
So just
do it a tiny little bit, just about a centimetre in from each side. And make sure it's even in the middle.
Yes.
And then pop pins in that one too.
Good old
And we're going to attach all of these in the same way, so they'll all have the square with the cross through, just to reinforce it a little bit. So basically it will look like that once it's all pinned.
Yeah.
And then...
Now, I have to say, the last time that you and Rosie were on, We talked about your boat a little bit, and you inspired me to take my husband for his birthday on a boating day, and it was really lovely. And if we'd have had one of these, it would have been really perfect to get on the roof. Well, yeah, because we had cake. I mean, obviously, because it was his birthday. So, nice. So, you know, relax with this piece of cake. He did the driving.
Oh, you weren't. It was like not an organised one. You were driving.
No. He had to, you know, do the whole driving.
It before?
Yeah, I think on a stag do. So how much he remembered doing, I don't. Let's gloss over that. But yeah, no, it was great, and we went over a viaduct, longest viaduct in England. We went over. It was lovely, really nice.
What, one of the skinny ones? It's like
yeah. I got out and walked and along, and you know, you've got railways and roads underneath, and
when I first got mine, I was the worst steerer. I started on the Shropshire Union, and it was like, it's narrower. Like when you get down to London, everything gets a bit wider. But every time we were going under a bridge, I was with my dad, and we'd be like, oh my god, we're gonna hit. And we'd be like scraping through one side.
And you do find yourself sort of breathing in again. Like, it's really not going to help, is it, at all?
Yeah.
That's why you need to relax with a picnic blanket.
Yeah.
And just take your time. Yeah.
As soon as you're a bit confident, like steering, now it's like lovely moving.
Yeah, no, perfect. But you see, that's just it. But only one of you can steer, so that means that the other one of you has to chill out, relax.
The best thing is to sit at the front, so you're like way away from all the sound of the engine. You're just like seeing yourself glide through.
Nice.
But I'm on my own at mine, so I'm always steering, so I don't really get to do that.
You need to invite friends to come and steer.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Of course.
Or train your dog.
Yeah. Once you're pinned on, then you're going to pop it under the machine. So the thing with this project that might seem a bit daunting when you're a beginner is that there is a lot of fabric, but you can iron it at any point. So just literally bundle it all up and squish it out of the way.
So don't worry about that. It's cotton. It will iron out, an absolute treat. We've got some lovely messages. Thank you so much. Iona's loving the show. Good on you, Iona. Good morning to you. Now, this is what we're making this morning, if you've just joined us. It's Mollie Makes Takeover Day. Hurrah! Mollie Makes, one of our magazines, it's our sister magazine, if you will, full of lots of different crafty, sewy type projects. So we've got, these are the instructions that you're getting. These were made specifically for Mollie Makes, and now we've had them printed for you at home, so that if you missed it, but you've just got to make it, then you are good to go. Camping, glamping, all that kind of thing, festivals, all those things. You've got two options in terms of colours. We've got pink, which is the pink flowers. It's pink and red. It's the pink floral there. You're getting 2 lots of your wadding in there. You're getting Velcro. You're getting instructions. You're getting 4 meters of fabric for $39.95. RJGC 46. You'll have plenty of fabric left over to maybe make a matching picnic bag or cushions, or whatever else. Maybe little wraps for your picnic, for your cutlery. Whatever you want to make, you've got enough fabric there. You've got plenty left over. So you've also got the green floral there as well. $39.95, DUGC 35. Same kit, just different colourway. Entirely up to you which one you go for. You choose.
So as you're going around here, you will have to spin all the picnic mat through.
Okay.
And I always come off and then go back and do the other half of the cross.
Right, okay, so you go down one side across and then like that, and then you go in again, down.
Maybe there's a way you can do it actually where you don't have to come up.
I double over.
Oh yeah, and then it saves you having to cut. It's probably a better idea actually. I always just do the square and then one of them, but there's no right and wrong way, and you don't have to do like a cross like this. You can do anything. It just helps reinforce it. So
well, that's
it's
the
not
thing,
pulling.
Isn't it? It's going to be carried. It's like doing any handle on a bag.
Yeah.
You want it to be nice and reinforced. So it's having that square and then that cross just reinforces everything. Where did picnics come from? Where did they originate? Were they quintessentially English? Do we know?
Doesn't sound like an English word, does it?
Picnic. It's a bit short and sharp, isn't it?
Yeah. Someone look it up who's watching.
Yeah, someone at home, come on, let us know. Where did picnic come from? Yes.
So that's how it will look when it's stitched on.
Okay.
And that will give you like plenty of strength.
So let me just show you that. So this is the thing. You want to have the square. If I tilt it there, you can see. You want to have the square all the way around, and then you want to have that cross through it. Oh, first appeared in English in a letter in 1748. However, the first use of the word is traced back to 1692.
In England?
In England? Oh, in France.
Ah. Doesn't sound French to me either. Oh, yeah.
Le picnic.
Now it does.
Yes. Well, it's just how you say it, isn't it? If it's le makes anything sound French.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I think that's how I passed my GCSE French.
I didn't do it.
Apologies to anyone French, but that's, yeah, I'm not a linguist.
I'm apparently, my degree's in German and Italian. I'm like, not very good at languages. You get like naturals, I'm not one of them.
My brother's a natural. Yeah. He's a natural linguist. Okay, so on that, and then do the other.
Yeah, and then repeat it on the others. I'm going to go on to the next step, just so I can show you what you do after that.
Okay.
But you would repeat it across all of them.
And repeat.
Yeah. So I'll leave them pinned so we can see how it will look.
Okay.
So then you want to turn this around, make sure that it's right sides up still.
Okay.
Because you don't want to like forget what they're doing and then attach this bit wrong. And then you're going to grab your top piece of fabric.
Okay.
Open that one up.
When does the wadding get involved?
So that's quite near the end. We're going to attach these two together first.
Right.
And then we're going to put the semicircles in position. And then we'll fold it so then it will come back to right sides together with the wadding on. And then we'll do the sandwiching at that stage. And then it will all start to appear. So basically you just want to pop them right sides together.
Yeah.
And we're going to make one big length. So just pop a couple of pins in.
Producer Paul is giggling at your use of the word sandwiches, given this is a picnic.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at puns. I don't notice anything like that. One of my friends is on puns all the time. I think it's basically our job though. So.
Oh, well, yeah, that would help them, wouldn't it? So are you just going to go down that short side?
Yep, so with a 15mm seam allowance and just do a straight line of stitching. Make sure that you backstitch at the start and end. Okay,
just to reinforce, hold it in place. You do not want this unravelling. And that's the thing, it's just those little key things, and then it is a beginner's make. As long as you are happy to deal with a lot of material, then this is the project for you. Shall I show you whilst Hannah does that? Let me show you this. So, over here, you're going to get all of your batting, all of your wadding rather. 2 of those, 4 meters of fabric and your Velcro and your instructions. And this is what we're making. Let me just roll it up. Very easy to roll up. Pop it in the boot of your car, always have it to hand. Now, and then just Velcro. Loving the contrast of the floral as well. And there you go. Easy. Job done. Off you go. Dung, 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 dung. So yeah, it is. Because they do say, don't they, you should always keep a rug or something in your car just in case you break down. Well, this is, just in case you need a picnic.
More important.
Yeah, more importantly, if you need a picnic. But then if you do break down, you can snuggle underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it's for, to keep warm?
What, a blanket in your car? Yeah, because when you break down, you're not meant to stay in your car, are you? You're meant to get out.
Oh.
Especially if you're on the motorway, it's unsafe to stay in your car. That's why you see everyone standing by the side of the road. Is it actually illegal? Producer Paul tells me. I didn't know that. To stay in the car, yeah. I broke down on the M5 with a very small child in the car. That was fun.
That was horrible. I'm a really
It
bad...
was my own child, Producer Paul. It wasn't just like a random child. So that But I have to say, the rescue services were there in under 10 minutes. I was really impressed. Because I was there with a small child. Yeah. So if ever you're planning on breaking down, take a small child. And my mother. Yeah.
All bases covered.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So you've got them all together in one big length now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at this. Woohoo!
It's huge.
Yay! Look at that. Yeah.
And you can see that the right side of this is the same side that's got the handles and everything attached.
Okay, yes.
So now you've given this the right side. So now we're going to attach the semicircles onto the backing fabric. So as you can see, they're surrounded by the backing fabric on there.
Yeah, so we're doing this bit here.
Yep, so if I squidge that down.
Nice. It almost looks like sort of an ellipse, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so push that back on, and then we are going to, you can hang that down. It'll be fine off there. I'll leave that bit for now. It's just so much fabric.
Yeah, there is a lot of fabric. This is one of the ones to sort of get on the floor and manoeuvre around if you don't have a big kitchen
That's
table.
That's what I was doing, but the puppy, like sewing with a little puppy, wants to play.
Yeah, now you have an 8-week-old puppy, don't you? So this puppy wants to play.
Well, but then she does just want to sleep. I think she sleeps about 20 hours a day.
Perfect.
So that's all right.
That would be lovely. But you see, perfect puppy bed. Wherever you go, you've got somewhere to pop the puppy.
Okay, so we're going to attach the curved end. So this is going to be basically from this point here where they join. Because this bit is where we've joined the top to the bottom fabric.
Right.
At that seam there. So we're going to sew on the curve. So the curve starts right at that point. So we're going to pop that on there.
So on that join there, that's where you start attaching. Which is your favourite colour, pink or green today?
I think green.
You see, I'm going for that warmth of the summery pinky red.
I like pink and red together, actually. So I am drawn to that. But yeah, this one looks so fresh.
It is very fresh, isn't it? Absolutely.
And
that's perfect for your springtime picnic, isn't it?
Yeah.
And just getting everybody in the mood for those picnics. What is it? Why do we love a picnic so much?
I guess because you've been inside all winter and then suddenly
you
you're
just
like
need
free.
to break out, get out there. So you just, with this, the key is just to keep pinning.
Yeah, you can see it doesn't naturally want to lie there, obviously, because you're touching a curve to a straight. But just keep rolling it round and popping pins in. And you can readjust it as you go. Like if you don't want to get any gathers in it.
Okay.
So if it feels like you're going to, then take out the pins and just ease it in as you go around.
Okay.
But if you pop in...
So however you feel comfortable to do this is okay.
I always just put in loads of pins because it minimises like the chance it's going to go wrong.
Do you then have to tack it, or do you sew with the pins?
I sew straight.
I love it. I just pull them out. There's such a difference in opinion on this. I think the first circle that I ever did was a really, really tiny circle. And oh my goodness, I couldn't be bothered to tack. And I really wished that I had.
Yeah. Sometimes
you have to. But this is so much bigger. I think you can get away with it completely. So if you are after the picnic mat, we've got it in two different options. This is the green that we're working on here. This is the pink option. So whichever one floats your boat, maybe you're going for those fresh, cool colours, or maybe you want those warmer summer tones, then either way, you're getting 4 meters of fabric, you're getting 2 packs of wadding, you're getting Velcro, you're getting full instructions. This is also a stash booster, along with it being a lovely project to make.
So it will look like that once it's all pinned in.
Okay.
So
that was right sides to right sides when you're pinning. Okay.
And then this is when, you might want to fold all these bits up just because we're going to have to, as we turn, some bits will have to get pushed through the machine.
Yeah, that's okay.
But if you're on a big table,
yet, there's no wadding or anything in there, so it's just a cotton that's going through. Thank you ever so much for getting in touch with us this morning. We're all about the summer projects. We've been taken over by Mollie Makes today. So they're fabulous, fabulous projects, be it this sort of thing, your picnic blanket. We've got makeup bags. What else have we got?
Pyjamas.
Pyjamas as well, yes. Yeah. All your comfy needs. It feels like a comfortable day today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Relaxing day. After the bank holiday.
Yes, absolutely. So do join us today. We are all about the Mollie Makes. Don't forget we've got 1 P&P all day. I love this fact.
Yeah,
1 P&P. It does, doesn't it? Because then if you see something in a later show that you just got to have, you can add it in without worrying about...
You buy it separately, so you can check out and then check out again.
You can check out as many times as you like throughout the day.
So you're not going to miss out on something.
No, because otherwise sometimes, I hate it when you go onto a website and they charge you a P&P and then you forget something or you suddenly realise you need something else. And then you've got to, you can't adjust your basket and you've got to pay another lot of P&P and it soon racks up, doesn't it? Not here, just 1 P&P today. And we've put everything together for you in a kit, so there's no worries about forgetting anything. You're getting you're getting the right amounts, that's the thing. Well, ample. But you're getting the right amount of wadding in there as well, because we know we had a whole hour on wadding the other day. Because it's such a tricky subject.
Yeah,
there's so many different types and this and that.
People have different opinions about the different types as well.
And do you know what? If I was left to pick my own wadding,
Yeah.
I wouldn't wad anything. I wouldn't have a clue. So we've done the hard work for you. The wadding's in there. You've got 2 packs of it. You've got your wadding, you've got the Velcro, you've got your instructions, and you've got 4 meters of fabric, of which you will have plenty left over. And that's the joy of it. So make yourself, maybe if you've got some of the Install Bright, it's out of stock at the moment, but maybe if you've managed to get some of it, you could make a cool bag to go with it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or like a big picnic, like, you know, those ones where it's got like slots for all your knives and forks and stuff.
I would like wine panniers for a bike.
Yeah. What, for bottles?
Yeah.
How many?
Like, 2. So you'd have like a bottle either side.
With a slot for a little ice pack.
What a great idea. I think this is
Just
another show.
design that,
Yeah. Get designing. all of those in sushi, all of those perfect things. All instructions, of course, coming with the pack. So, you know, maybe you're watching today, but you won't remember how to do it by the time you get it home. That's no problem at all, because all the instructions coming with it. So we've got a semicircle there, all sewn, ready to go.
And then if you flip it.
And so that's your right side there. That's your wrong side. So we've got right sides together, all sewn. Okay.
So then we'll do the same on the other side. Mm-hmm. Another thing that's worth saying as well, if you're sewing through the Velcro, is that you'll feel it it will blunt your needle because it's plastic. So I would change your needle as soon as you finish doing this.
Okay.
Because it's quite heavy going on it.
I did smile. Someone on social media the other day said, "How does my machine always know when I'm starting a new project and it breaks the needle?" I was like, "Yeah, that's the only time I remember to change a needle is when it snaps."
We were just talking about it in the green room, like when you first start sewing, you just don't change your needle.
No, you don't.
It
makes
doesn't
such
occur
a difference.
to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I always used to do this stupid thing where I'd take the old needle out and just put it back in the packet.
Well, then
I don't know why I used to do that. You should just get rid of it, bin it straight away. So it's just gone as soon as it's come out of the machine.
Get rid.
Yeah.
Or at least have like an old pack that's just labelled old needles.
Yeah, but what's the point? Like I like hoarding things like that, but Rosie's like, get rid of it. I know.
There's no space for hoarding.
I know. I need to have another cull of stuff. Get rid of a whole load.
I thought you were going to say I need to have another boat. Just one for stuff. A boat for stuff.
Yeah, one I just tow along.
Yeah, yeah. You can have a little tugboat to tow along.
No, we like start bringing stuff into the office and then like leaving stuff there.
Oh, really?
We both do that.
It's like a storage unit in your office.
I like cart stuff in, and Rosie's like this she like collects it together. Yeah.
So does Rosie keep you in check?
She's much better. When she moved onto the boat, like she moved on a year before me, and she got rid of so much stuff. I was actually really impressed.
It is impressive. Yeah. I don't know that I could condense down to boat size.
Yeah. And I read the other day about people being like you get a lot of boat tips of storage, saving things. And some of them you just think, nah, that's mad. Like, I'm not going to stuff my cushions on the sofa with, like, my winter jumpers and things.
Oh, I so would.
Would you?
Yeah.
I need to get better at that. I like nifty things where you pull it out and there's, like, extra storage. I appreciate them.
But then we made, in one of our very first weeks here, we made an enormous floor cushion.
Oh, and that you could stuff, like, so much in.
With your spare bedding.
Oh, see, for bedding, it's perfect, yeah. And sleeping bags and stuff like that.
All those large items that you struggle to store, especially, you know, for someone like you living in a small boaty type space. But you know, if your first flat or whatever might not be huge, well then you've got that, and it's the same with this. This is perfect because it's going to roll up. You can use it if you need to as a draft excluder during the winter. Bring it out in summer, and it's there, perfect, ready for you. You know, you've got 2 options. You've got pink, you've got green, same price, same amount of fabric, 4 meters of fabric, 2 lots of wadding. You've got your Velcro, you've got your instructions, you've got all of it there ready to go. So at the moment, we're just sewing round the head, the sort of cushiony, pillowy part at the top. Yeah. Cushiony, pillowy part. You know what I mean? Not the best description I've ever come up with.
I don't know if it has a name. I guess it's kind of like a gusset. I don't know if you use that in a cushion end. I guess it's just the end.
Yeah, cushion end.
The cushion end.
The pillow part.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let me... What do you want us to have a look at? Here's the instructions. This is what you're making. We've got 6 minutes left, so I'm not sure
6
if we're
minutes?
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
where
wait, let
did
me
that
try and
hour
just
go?
get the layering bit done. So you can see that.
All full instructions, step by step, in there for you. Very clear, very easy to follow. And you will be stepping out with that. Yes. Jelly shoes optional. I didn't know you could get adult-sized jelly shoes. I'm a bit obsessed.
You can get ones with little heels. Those are these silver ones with glitter in.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so got both of those on now. So I'll just show you the layering up bit. So this bit gets a bit... So you want to lie them out right sides together. The easiest way is probably if you hang it.
Oh, okay.
And you can see that it's going to go... You're not hanging from... Okay, so this, you don't want to sew from that piece because... And an easy way to check is just look at the picture and you can see that the end of the cushion is surrounded by the backing. So this is going to be the top point. So you're going to hang it from there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it should match
because
up.
you're going to have to sew across that straight bit there.
To keep it down. So we're going to layer it like that. So you want to get it out on your table.
Do you know what? Hang on. Let's move this one out of the way.
Then we can... This is a luxury to have this much space.
It's bigger than your boat, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
Okay.
So just layer everything out.
Yeah. And you can trim off, like even off the ends at this point. And then you're going to layer your wadding on as well.
And this was all trimmed to size beforehand as well.
And then that one... And it shouldn't go to the cushion bit. It should just go over the flat bit that you're lying on.
So if you tuck it in on that seam there.
Yeah. And then if there's any that comes over the edge, so you want it flat completely, and then you can just trim off down these bits. But I'd leave that until after you've sewn it up. So then the first thing you're going to do,
cozy.
Pin along the two long ends.
Yes.
And then you're going to sew with a 15mm seam allowance all the way down and past the cushion as well. So when you get there, just make sure that it's flat and right to that point.
Okay, so if I just show you, you're going to make sure that this part here is flat and you just sew. So you just keep on sew, and keep on sewing to the end. Down both straight sides.
Yep, and leave the bottom
incredibly
open.
Easy. Oh, hang on, when do we stuff that?
So once you've done that and you've left the bottom open, then we'll turn it the right way round. And then with your other pack of wadding, just make the right width, make a roll and just shove it right down in the end.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And if you want it more stuffed, you can stuff some more clothes in or bits of fabric, but one of these will make it a nice cushion.
Nice. Oh, think anyone noticed if I just had a little lie down for the next hour?
Lounge out.
Oh, it's making me want to go outside and do summery outdoor type things.
Something like picnicky, barbecue. I had my first barbecue.
Oh,
it's great.
Good for you. You see, this is it. My little one, he's got a sandpit, and he always wants me to come out and play in the sandpit.
Oh, just starting.
Yeah. So actually, take one of these out, lie on the grass. I'm with him. I don't have to be in the sandpit with him. But I'm there enough. They just want you there enough. Yeah. And that's fine. Do we have to hand sew this?
So on the red one...
Oh, I've taken it away, sorry.
So on the red one, I've just machine sewed it. So once you've done that and you've got it the right way around, even off the edge, if there's any of like the fluff hanging over, and then just turn it over by the 1.5 seam allowance pin, maybe give it a little press if it's like trying to open itself, and then just top stitch it shut.
Okay.
It doesn't, like, no one's going to be inspecting the bottom of your picnic mat, so...
If they are, then your picnic is bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, better sandwiches next time, yes.
And then just to attach the Velcro at the end, the easiest way is if you get your same size fairy piece, what was it? The loop?
The loop, yeah.
The loop, and then stick it on top like that, and then peel it off.
Yes.
Wrap it around, and then
you're going to know exactly where.
Yeah.
And you hand stitch. Proms in the parking, whatever it is, get one of these made. Or whether it's just because, quite frankly, you just want to relax in your garden, then
perfect
do
for
it.
a garden.
Absolutely. Or you could just put it over wooden chairs. We've all got wooden chairs in the garden. You know, and makes it more comfortable. We've got two options: green or pink. This is your green option, DUGC 35. Or if you're after the red pink option, then here it is, and the details for that coming up in just 1 second. Your code here is gonna be RJGC46. Hannah, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Gosh, that time has just flown.
I know, I thought I had like another 30 minutes
I know.
left.
No, done. But it's going to be Rosie, isn't it, for the next new Craft House hour. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Big cuddles to that puppy of yours. Next time we need photos.
Oh, yeah,
we would be back in just one moment. Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love.
Join us for our second Facebook Live event with Lucy Brennan on the 20th of April at 12:30 p.m. Lucy Brennan comes from a family of quilters and started making and selling scrunchies to her schoolmates at just 6 years old. Lucy is super busy as she now runs a blog as well as teaching sewing and quilting classes and bringing her passion to us at Sewing Quarter with wonderful projects and inspirational techniques. So, join the conversation by logging on to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Sewing Quarter and put your questions live to Lucy on Thursday, the 20th of April at 12:30 p.m.
My name is Rebecca and I'm the technical editor of Simply Sewing magazine. I've been sewing forever. My mum taught me to sew, my grandma, my aunties, and then, 25 years ago I was lucky enough to get a job on one of the sewing magazines. It was a cross-stitch magazine, and ever since then I've worked on all sewing magazines, cross-stitch, embroidery, patchwork, quilting. Now I work on Simply Sewing and we specialise in home sewing and dressmaking, and my job and my hobby are both very interlinked. I think at the moment my favourite thing is I like refashioning and upcycling. I like to buy a cheap cardigan and take all the buttons off and sew some new ones on and maybe put a little frill around the bottom, or buy a dress that doesn't quite fit perfectly and lengthen it or shorten it. So that's probably at the moment my favourite thing. The best thing I was ever told is that there are no stitch police. So it only has to be perfect for you and no one else. No one's ever going to come and look at your work and go, your stitches are the wrong size, it's wrong this. As long as it's good enough for you, it's good enough. Well, I've been working for Immediate Media for 18 months now, and they're a great company to work for. They look after us. It's a lovely place to work, they're kind, and it's inspirational. There's always somewhere you can go and something you can do. My job changes all the time. A lot of people think, oh, I tried sewing at school, I wasn't very good at it. Or they buy something and think, oh, it doesn't quite fit, I just want to take it up, and then they never do. And I'm hoping by watching this, they'll see, actually, this is easy, because quite often friends of mine will say, how do you make that? How do you do this? And as soon as I show them, they go, oh, wow, oh, it's that easy. But I think there's this sort of hidden world that people think sewing is impossible and unachievable, and it, hopefully, with the Sewing Quarter, will show people that it isn't. There's something about sewing is you can get lost in the moment. You know, you have all the stresses and strains of life and what you do, but when you go home and you sew, whether it's in front of the TV or in front of your sewing machine, you don't think about anything else and you just get lost in it, and that's a really nice thing.
This Saturday, join me, John Scott, Sewing Quarter's very own fashion guru, for tips and advice on the perfect outfits for your spring and summer wardrobe. I will be featuring a classic cloth kit swing dress, a vintage 50s tea dress, and a fabulous collection of bold, beautiful floral fabrics. Join me this Saturday, the 22nd of April from 8 a.m, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
Welcome back to Mollie Makes Takeover Day here at the Sewing Quarter. It's all about our magazine, Mollie Makes, and we're making makes from it. Making makes from Mollie Makes. That's what we're up to this morning. We've had already our lovely roll-up picnic blanket. Today, what we've also got for you are two different bags. So 2 makeup bags, or it could be pencil cases, all in one kit. You've got your zips, you've got your thread, you've got 1/2 metre of each of the beautiful materials, you've got your iron-on interface, you're getting 1 metre of that, you're getting full instructions, and you're also getting your wadding. Everything that you need to go. One of those things that if you didn't get it in kit form, would you have enough interfacing? Would you have enough wadding? Oh, would you have remembered to buy it? Would you have got the right zips? Would you? No, don't worry, it's all in one kit, all ready to go. Beautiful material. Here we go. Now, we've got an offer for you on the Mollie Makes magazine. Now, Mollie Makes isn't just sewing, it's all sorts of different crafty things in there. Do they do cakes as well? No. Just fabric cakes. Oh, they're fabric cakes. They look they look delicious. Anyway, I digress. But there you go, crochet in there. You've got all sorts of different crafts in there. We want you to give it a go if you would like to. And so in order to make that happen, we're going to give you 3 editions for £3. That's £1 an edition. That's an 83% saving. So all the T's and C's on the website. Pop along, have a look, see if it's for you. We like. Now, Rebecca Reid is with us this hour. And Rebecca Reid, you might recognise as being the technical editor for one of our magazines, but she says that she sits right next to the Mollie Makes girls, and so they've sent her up today. And this is one of the makes out of the Mollie Makes magazine. So let's go and have a look. I'm going to take this fabric with me. Yeah. This is what we're making with this fabric. You can make both of these fully lined, LCGC 15, £22, 95 pence. They're really rather pretty.
They are.
Hello, how are you? Good to see you.
You too.
Now, this is the material, and of course the colours work.
Yeah, well, it's from the same range of fabrics, so the colours are all made to go together.
This was from the Kathy Nordstrom range. So she's done sort of a Scandi style-y range for. Here we go. Let's get this out. Look at these, really pretty. The colours in here, they just work. So you can do. Look, so you're getting all of this fabric. So of course the colours picking out in both, 1/2 metre of both, 2 zips, thread, wadding, interfacing,
everything you need
instructions.
To make 2 bags.
And the thread, everything.
Yeah, everything you need.
Just add your scissors and some time.
Just yourself.
Excellent. Where do we start? Because the pattern comes with it as well,
Yeah, the
doesn't it?
pattern's all there, so everything you need to do it is there. So what you start off by doing, follow the pattern instructions, will tell you the sizes of fabric to cut out.
Okay.
Now, there are 2 makeup bags, cosmetic bags, whatever you want to put in them, in this kit. And there's a big one and a small one. And the big one is rectangular and the small one is slightly shaped.
Okay.
But there's enough to make both of them. So it's up to you what you do. Now, when I made them, I made the big one in this fabric and I lined it in the lighter fabric.
Yes.
And then when I made the little one, I made it in the lighter fabric and lined it in the darker fabric. But it's up to you. You could make them both with the same outers so they really match, or make them, you can mix and match. That's up to you.
Is there much leftover material?
Yeah, there'll be a bit left over. Yeah.
So you could make you could make a third if you wished.
Yes, it probably wouldn't be enough to make a whole third, but there'd be enough to make, say, a small little zip purse or something.
Oh, nice.
So it's up to you what you do. So I'm going to show you today how to make the big one because the small one's made in the same way.
Okay, perfect. There we go.
So what you do is you start off by cutting out your 2 outer pieces here.
Right.
And then to give the bag a little bit of squidginess and to sort of protect what's inside it. If you've got a few eyeshadows and things, you don't want them to get crushed.
I hate it when that happens.
That's awful. So this gives it just a little bit of body. So you then cut your interfacing out to the same size and you tack it on all the way around. You can probably, yes, you can see I've done this for you in advance.
Okay, yeah, no, you can see the tacking stitch.
Yeah, and that just holds it. Yeah, it sort of disappears a bit in the wadding, but that holds it all in place, ready to go. Then you take your lining fabric. And to give the bag a little bit of weight and substance, again to protect it, but also to make it stand nicely, you iron the interfacing. Ooh, got bits of thread on there. Can you see? There's interfacing ironed on the back of here. And that just, if you feel it like that, you can see.
Because normally, I've known wadding or interfacing. Interesting to see both here. It's really going to give it that texture.
Well, they've got 2 different purposes. The interfacing gives it the stiffness, and it's better to have that inside because it gives the bad body without making it feel stiff on the outside. But the wadding protects.
Right.
And it's better to have that on the outside.
Okay.
So up to you, but that's how we do it. So next thing you need to do is get your zip ready. So
it's great.
You
see, I can't get enough of zips, and because I'm always learning with zips, and there just seem to be so many different ways. Now I'm going to go and get the bag actually
to show
because you've done the ends of these
Yes. Now, if you a mistake a lot of people make when they put a zip into a bag or something is they don't put the zip tabs on. And if you don't put the zip tabs on,
what is a zip tag? Is that
it's just a little piece of fabric, which you can't really see very well here. A little piece of fabric. There we go. That you fold round the end of the zip. Now, the reason you do this is if you look at the end of this zip, you can see that there's the tab there. It stops the zip being all bulky when you get to the edge. It just gives you a neater, smoother finish.
Oh, so it sort of protects it, smooths it,
and
it looks professional,
actually,
doesn't it?
Stops the slider ever falling off as well. But it just gives that smooth edge. So if you buy a makeup bag, you'll always see these on there. But often when people make them themselves, you try and sew the zip, and the zip is very thick at the end. And if you try and sew that in, there's, through all of the teeth, you just get a really bulky finish. So this just gives you a neater finish.
Okay, I'm all up for a neater finish.
So you cut 2 small rectangles of fabric, and the sizes are in the instructions. And here's one I've cut already.
We're just getting a good look at these. So, and it's just...
So you can see that. So you cut 2 small rectangles of fabric. Here's just one of them. And you fold the ends into the middle by 1 centimetre.
Okay.
And then you fold it in half. Okay, so can you see that? I'll show you on that side. Yeah.
So how long is that to start off with?
I think it is
measure it.
6 centimetres, but I can't remember off the top of my head because I cut it out yesterday.
A lot has happened since then.
that was yesterday.
You're so right, 6 centimetres. Thank goodness for a mat.
So then you fold it in half. Now you start with the slider end, push the slider up to the top, and then put the ends of the zip into there. Okay. Yeah. And it's a little bit fiddly. So basically you're encasing the end of it. So now you can pull the slider in, now you know where it is. Make sure the ends are tucked in there. Yeah. And then fold it over. And then you just put a little pin in. It's a little bit fiddly.
But it makes all the difference, doesn't it?
So now you've encased the end of it.
Okay.
Now the good thing about this is, if you're using different size zips or different size fabric or whatever, you can extend or shorten your zip to fit exactly. Because sometimes you find...
Oh no, hang on, this is clever. This is very clever. Because sometimes my zip is too short.
And if it's masses too short, then, you'd have a big tab across the top, which you wouldn't want. But if it's only a little bit too short, then you can make the tab a bit longer or don't have so much of the raw end of the zip inside, so you can extend the end of your zip.
Oh, nice. Top tip.
And because you sew one of these on the other end afterwards, you can trim your zip as well and put the tab up.
Oh, so if you want to shorten it as well.
Yeah, and it's really safe then because you've sewn across it. It's held really safely.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's just a general good bag making top tip, zippy tip for you. That's what we're going to call that.
Oh, this machine.
Oh. Have we turned it on?
We hadn't turned it on.
There we go.
Right.
So in this kit, you're getting a 20 centimetre zip, you're getting a 25 centimetre and a 30 centimetre zip. So you're getting 2 zips because you're going to be able to make 2 makeup bags out of this. A big one and a little one. You get patterns for both, you get instructions for both, you get wadding, you get interfacing, you get a lot in this kit. And you also get the thread as well. So all of that.
So now all I'm doing is I'm sewing that on.
Right.
Remember to go backwards at the end so it doesn't come undone. This is a brilliant machine because it cuts the thread for you.
Do you know what? I was using it the other day and I don't have a thread cutting function.
Oh, that's a tragedy.
I know.
The thread cutting function is the best thing. So now, as you can see, I have sewn the tab on the end of the zip.
Yes.
And here's one I made earlier.
Oh, in true
fashion.
Blue Peter style. Look at that.
So now I've got one tab on the end of the zip and one tab on the end of the zip.
Yes.
Now the most important thing is it needs to fit across. So take the front top of here and make sure it fits. Obviously, it's best to do this. Sew this tab on first at the slider end. This is the slider, and then make sure it fits at this end. Now, if you've cut it slightly wrong or done, you can always trim the edge of this fabric, or you can move your tabs, but it needs to fit.
Okay.
So if
you can. So we've got 2 ways of doing this, haven't we? So you can either extend your tabs if it's too short, you can extend your tabs.
You can cut your tabs a little bit longer.
Because this is the thing, for me, I would want to put makeup brushes and things in. So it's not necessarily that my zip's too short, it's that actually my brushes that I want to put in there are too long.
that's right.
Yeah, that's basically where I'm going. So, but you'd have enough fabric to elongate it if you wanted a longer bag. But if then, you know, if you're making it with the leftover fabric that you get after you've made the two and you've got an extra zip at home, then you can just cut it down to the size that you've got.
So just make sure this is because you don't have to do any complicated maths and does the zip need to be bigger and how's it going to work. It just, once the tabs are on, the zip needs to be the same length.
Perfect.
That's simple, isn't it?
Okay.
Right, so now what we're going to do is sew the zip in on one side. So, well, is it going to fall off?
Because look, let's show you, you're going to have, this is a good size bag. I could get my makeup in. Oh, we've got fluff in there. It's not the bag squeaking, it's the floor squeaking. We've got a squeaky floorboard today.
I know, it's really, and it's just here where I'm standing as well.
Yeah, it's exactly
I'm trying to keep my feet still.
No tap dancing today, Bex.
Keep moving.
None of that. Here we go. Producer Paul. Said he used to be a tap dancer, but he kept falling in the sink.
That's really not funny.
I know.
That's a rubbish joke. Right, so I'm going to show you now how to put your zip in. So, get your nicely wadded piece of outer fabric and place your zip right sides down on it. So right sides together. Line the edge of this up and pin it into place all the way along to the end. So, like this, okay? Just slightly, because we're going to take these pins out in a minute. Because, although you think, oh, do I really want to pin this twice? If you pin it twice, you'll get it right. So let's pin that one on there. Okay, now take your piece of lining fabric, which you've already interfaced, and put that right sides on top.
This is kind of a zip sandwich.
So it's a zip sandwich. So the lining and the outer need to go right sides together. The zip needs to go right sides down. It's all in the instructions, so you don't need to remember this. And
actually, you can start to see how well that material goes together. The colours picking up. You've got the same colourways, same but different.
Yes, but it's all the blues and the mauves and the purples and the pinks that are in here, so it all works.
Because it's come from the same collection. So you're getting the whole kit, you're not having to choose, it's all done for you. I didn't realise this, Mollie Makes very particular in the type of fabric that is used.
Yeah, the style is quite a sort of young and trendy style, so when we were picking the fabric together, they were quite choosy about what we had. It had to be exactly the right colours and everything had to match. So, and there
it is chosen. This is Mollie Makes approved.
Mollie Makes approved fabric. Yes, stamp on it.
Shouldn't it? It is. It's young. It's fresh. It's pretty, but it also coordinates beautifully. LCC 15. This is the kit. You're not choosing between getting a half metre of both the fabrics. So you're getting 2 zips as well because you can make both. You get instructions to make both. You've got the wadding, you've got the interfacing, you've got 2 zips, you've got the thread. That's the word I'm searching
and
for
you've got
this
the
morning.
Blue thread.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah. So now you've put that on top, you can pin these layers together, but I like to use clips because there's a bit of wadding here and it's a bit thicker. So clip it in, but obviously afterwards you need to remove these pins underneath.
Yes.
Because otherwise you'll break your sewing machine.
Yes.
Needle. So you could pin this all in one go, but remember I said sometimes it's just better to just get it right. And it takes a little bit of extra time, but the zip then, if we clip this whole thing into place, the zip then won't move because it's got to be, those 3 edges have all got to line up. The outer, the zip and the lining, okay? So, and obviously then we'll just slip back underneath and remove the pins. And then we know that it's all in one place. And I know that might seem a bit fiddly and a little thing, but you know, it's quicker to do this than to take the zip out and start again because your zip has moved. Wonky. So sometimes people think, oh, I can't be bothered to do that, that's not as quick, but it's quicker than unpicking, and nobody likes unpicking, especially me.
No.
Nobody.
Unpick. We're currently out of stock. I need to warn you of the clips, but we will get them back in very soon. They are one of the things we love.
They are. I love these clips.
Well, we do love a wonder clip.
So just checking I have got no pins in.
Okay.
Right, now we need to sew the zip into place. So go on the inside and move the zip slider down a bit. Okay?
Yes.
Without disturbing it.
Yes.
Remember that you've left it in the middle.
Now this is vital, isn't it? And this is one of the things. I love this channel so much because I'm still learning zips.
Right, now we're going to put a zip foot in our machine. Because the foot will go closer to the edge of the zip, which is what you need it to do.
Okay.
So you can feel with your fingers where the zip is, but if you use...
Now which side, you see, this is where I have to stop and take a minute to check.
Right, well I'm moving the needle over now. So I've got my zip teeth on the left, and a good way of doing this is just to move it along and feel where the zip is. I can feel my...
So which side do you want to...
So my foot is on the right. You can do it either side, but because I'm doing it this way, then my foot is on the right. And now the foot is right up against the edge of the zip, and I can feel that, so I know it is.
Okay.
I can feel that it's... If I go over there, I can feel it on the foot. So put your foot right up to the edge of the zip.
And that's why the zipper foot is a funny-looking little foot, because it's got kind of two little semicircles either side. That's so that you can do a zip from either side, isn't it?
It is.
And it just has that little circular space for the needle to go up and down. So do just check that your needle isn't... I did this the other day, nearly snapped a needle. Needle's in the wrong place, zipper foot on, and I just went straight down onto the metal.
Yeah, but it's worth testing a little bit further along sometimes, because where the ends of the zip is. Now, I can feel I'm just about to reach the slider.
Okay.
So I'm going to open that up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to move the slider back there.
And then you don't get that
but by keeping,
roundy bit
keeping the needle down in the fabric when you do that means that nothing will shift. You see. And it's easier to sew it on, it's neater if the zip is closed, so that's why I didn't open it all the way to the other end, so there was only a little bit that I was sewing with the zip open. So you work all the way to this end, remembering to go backwards at the end, and cut it off.
£22.95 for 2 bags.
So,
and the big bag is big, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's a really good size you can get. You know, it can be a cosmetic bag, but it is, you know, a wash bag as well, isn't it? You could put a shampoo, toothpaste,
you could put some shampoo in there. You could do all sorts. And because you've got not only interfacing but wadding, it feels really sturdy as well.
Yeah,
that's
the really
joy of it.
bag.
You know, if I take all the wadding out of there, or the stuffing out of there, you can see it stands up by itself. That was just to sort of floof it out a little bit. They didn't raid my makeup box this morning, thank goodness, to stuff that. But there you go. It's got a goodly size in there. You're going to be able to fit a lot in. You're going to be that coordinated one. I've always dreamed of being that coordinated one.
And having
this is the way of doing it.
Well, it is, and you know, and because I said you can decide whether you make them both with the same fabric on the outside.
You could,
or swap them over like I did.
Do you want to see the lining of the little one here? Actually, no. Let's keep looking at what you're doing. So you're going
now
down
what
the
I'm
other
doing
side.
is I'm pinning the zip to the other side. So again, have your main fabric right sides up. So the zip tape is right sides down, they're right sides together. Put the lining again, right sides on top.
You see, this feels counterintuitive.
Make sure you hold this out of the way, this bit you've already sewn on, because you don't want to sew that in. So just fold that out of the way. I mean, there's enough gap, it's not too tricky. But that will just help to... You don't want to sew into it. And then this side is a little bit more fiddly. But
just take your time. That's the thing of it. You know, Becky's going to try and get this done in an hour.
Yeah,
sterling work. 20 minutes in and we nearly got a zip in. I mean, I think that's got to be some kind of record.
The most complicated thing of the whole bag is putting the zip in, really, because it's got to be neat and it's got to be right. But if you follow the instructions, you know, it explains exactly how to do this, then it's fine. You know, if you take note of right sides, wrong sides, and make sure you do it the right way round, you'll see.
So again, taking these taking these pins out, taking that time to take the pins out and clip.
And just little things like looking at it and going, you know, this is something I would always do, is just before you sew it, go, yeah, okay, those are the right way round, you know.
It's making sure you've got the right sandwiches.
Yeah, because if one of those is wrong, well, you think, oh, I've done that wrong, but isn't it easier to unclip it or unpin it and discover that later?
Marilyn is, well, she loves Mollie Makes. Marilyn, is this your first introduction to Mollie Makes, or are you already a subscriber? Is this just a happy coincidence that you turned on today and it's Mollie Makes Takeover Day? If you want to subscribe to Mollie Makes, we've got a great offer on where you can save 83% on your first 3 editions, and you get basically 3 editions for £3. £1 an edition, that's great, isn't it?
That's really cheap, really cheap. And it's a really good way to try a new magazine and see what you think about it.
See if you love it,
See if you love it. And I'm sure you will. I love Mollie Makes, and luckily, because they sit behind me, I get to read all their magazines.
Oh, do you?
Of course.
Well, you contribute to them sometimes as well, don't you?
I
You don't just, you know...
No, I do make some of their cover gifts for them. Just here and there.
So shifting that zip again.
Yeah. Oh dear, it's all moving. That bit's moved over.
So 2 zips in the kit, 25cm one and a 30cm one. You get your thread, you get your wadding, you get your interfacing, you get ½ metre each of your material. So that's a whole metre in total. So you decide which way round you want it, if you want to do them so that they're both matching. Of course, another option, if you love this material and you actually want to make 2 different sets, is grab yourself another couple of zips off the website and grab one of our plain
because you just
plain fabrics, and then you know you've doubled the amount you've got.
Yeah, if you buy a couple more zips and another 2 ½ meters, you're done.
You've got the instructions.
Actually, loads of wadding, much more wadding than you need. Loads.
So you've got all of that.
You could make quite a few more. So now what we do? Can you see? There's my outside. There's my zip.
Yes.
Is to make it. You don't have to do this, but this will make it little bit neater. I'll show you on this one. Can you see on here? I don't know how well you can see that.
Should we show it on that
one?
one?
You can see it on that one, yes, good point, because the thread is a different colour. There's a line of top stitching across here.
Now this is good, isn't it? Because this is keeping those little bits out of the way. This means that your zip's not going to get stuck in that top piece of material.
It holds the fabric down, and it gives it a little edge as well.
Yes.
So on this one, I've sewn it in the blue thread, but if you want, you could use a different. You could use a white thread if you wanted to.
Well, you're getting the thread with it. You've got the blue thread there. So lots of ways that you can extend what you're getting. But I think for £22.95, you're getting a cracking deal to get all of that. And this is the joy of it. It's like I said with the last kit, we always give you extra. So you've got extra wadding there. You've got extra interfacing there. You've got all of those. So if you've got other fabric that you've bought from us that you absolutely love and you want to make it out of there, pop another zip in your basket and off you go. You're going to have all the instructions. Let me show you those instructions whilst Rebecca just does that top stitch. Oh, hang on. Do you want to show Rebecca's top stitch? Go on.
So pull the layers apart, pull the lining out and pull that, and then as you're and then just keeping your zip foot in the machine, keep the edge of the zip foot running along the edge of the fabric, then your line of top stitching will be straight. And can you see as I'm doing this, I'll just keep it,
so you just
make sure the needle's down, pull it as you're doing it. And keep the edge of the zip foot along the edge of the fabric.
So you still keep that zipper foot in?
Yeah, because you need that.
And you can see those tacked stitches as we go past.
Yeah, and they'll come out later. They're just so I'm just pulling that again, make sure it's nice and neat all the way along. Right, so that's one side. And then we'll just do the same down the other. So now you can see, I mean, it's not... I should have pressed it first, really. So it's neat on that side, but not so good on the other one because it really needed pressing. But you can see that line.
Yes.
Yeah. So
we've had a message in from one of our viewers who said Mollie Makes should be in every doctor's surgery so you can have a good flick through and just takes your mind off whatever you've got going on. Yeah. And also should be on every coffee table.
Yes, it's a really lovely magazine, not just, I mean, it's got some brilliant projects in it, but it's not just that. There's loads of great features and news articles and items to read. It's a good read as well as being a good project magazine. I have to say, it is one of my favourites. Well, other than simply sewing, obviously.
Obviously, of which you are.
Yes.
Oh, we've got a doctor buying as well. So not only should this maybe she's buying it for her doctor's surgery after that recommendation.
Yes,
you just don't know, do you?
Well, get yourself a subscription.
Yeah,
take it down your doctor's afterwards.
Absolutely.
Once you've read it.
Maybe she's getting it to stick a stethoscope in.
Yes.
Because it's got that padding.
Yeah, keep it nice and neat.
We're not here to judge what you're going to put in your bag. It could be a stethoscope.
So now we've got a neatly inserted zip. Dun, dun,
nice,
dun.
look at that, before our very eyes. Good job.
So now we're going to sew the fronts together and the backs together.
Okay, so before we do that, I'm going to show everybody the instructions. Here we go. So these are the instructions here. This is your makeup bag. Because you get 2. Full instructions, step by step. Now this is you that does this, isn't it? All the step-by-step bits and bobs.
Yes, for my map, for Simply Sewing I did, but I did do this one for them. Redid it. And
so it just means, there's your template. That's for your smaller one. That's for your smaller bag. You know, we said that it was a different shape. You get the template so that you're not left trying to...
Yeah, the way that the smaller one works is that it's narrower at the top than the bottom, which is what gives it the sort of angled sides. It just means that you've got a smaller zip at the front, but you can get more laying in. So if you put, say, pencils in, you could lie them down. So that's why it's a different shape.
I see. There.
Right. So
that makes that.
So what we do now is we put the two... I've opened it out. So we've got the 2 outer fabrics right sides together.
Right.
And the 2 lining fabrics right sides together. Make sure that the zip slider is in the middle.
Okay.
Okay? So
why do we need the zip slider in the middle?
Because we don't want it to be hitting the ends and we want to be able to open it right sides out. So we need a gap, but if we put it down there, it might get caught, it might hit your needle slightly.
So does this mean that we're just going to be able to just whizzle? No.
We are going to sew it all the way round. But what you need to do at this point, where you get to, so you can clip or pin it all the way round.
Right.
But when you get to here...
Which is where your zip ends. It means that this part here is going to it's going to have that nice roll.
So I'll show you, so when you get this here, end as well.
Yeah.
Fold it in half so that the tab...
Let's have a look again. Do that slowly for us.
Fold it in half so that the tab fabric faces the outer fabric.
Right.
And the zip tape, you can just see underneath, faces the inner.
Okay.
It doesn't actually matter which way they face, as long as they face the same way.
Okay.
You get a slightly neater finish by doing that, but if you fold them the other way, it's fine, but they must face the same way. So if you've got the zip tabs facing the lining on one side, do that, but it's better if you do it this way. So pin it or clip it all the way round.
This is taking shape remarkably quickly, actually, isn't it?
Matching raw edges, obviously.
This is a project you could do of a morning, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, no, you can do this in an hour, easily. So at this end, we need to leave a gap because we've got to turn it right sides out through here. We've put in the instructions about 10 centimetres, but I always find when I'm sewing these, I forget. I go all the way around and go, I haven't left a gap.
Unpicker. Someone pass me the unpicker.
Really irritating. So just draw a couple of lines. That's about 10 centimetres. It doesn't need to be accurate. It's just enough. I've run out of clips, so I'll use a pin there. It's just enough so that you can turn it right sides out through there.
Right.
Okay, so leave the gap.
So everything that you need coming in the kit. Mollie Makes very specific about which fabric they wanted for the kit. It's all been approved by Mollie Makes. The instructions all from Mollie Makes. It is Mollie Makes Takeover Day. So the beautiful fabrics, they had to be fresh, they had to be young, they had to be vibrant. That was the brief. They're happy that these fabrics absolutely tick those boxes. Not only that, on top of that, you're also getting a lot of craft wadding. You're also getting your interfacing. You're also getting 2 zips. And you're also getting a thread. There's only 1 zip shown in the photo, but you're getting 2 zips in this kit because you're going to make 2 different bags. You're getting a 25 centimetre zip and a 30 centimetre zip as well. £22.95 for all of that. You will have fabric left over, so if you want to whiz yourself up another little makeup bag, why not do that? You've got the instructions. Bex has shown us some lovely zip tips, so watch again if you need these. But this is the fabric, 1/2 metre of each, absolutely lovely. It is fresh cotton, absolutely lovely to use. Beautiful colours. Now you see, which one to go where? I generally spill makeup all over the place, so maybe do I want the lighter one or the darker one inside? I think maybe one of each. But we were also saying, because this has got the interfacing and it's also got the wadding, you could have this as a glasses case, couldn't you? You could put your sunglasses
and if you wanted,
in there.
You know, and if you wanted it to be extra thick, just cut an extra piece of wadding, and tack 2 layers on the back. Or you could tack a layer of wadding on the lining side as well.
Yes.
You know, if you really want to. I'm just working slowly across the ends of these.
Yeah, now let's see this, because this is quite vital.
The ends of these are really thick. So I'm using a 1/4 inch 5mm seam allowance, and you start at that mark that you placed earlier on the lining fabric, and then you sew them together all the way round.
So, and when you get now, any tips for going over this wadding?
Well, the wadding is fine actually. I mean, sometimes you'll find it just gets a little bit caught in the zip foot. So, but just press it flat and it'll be fine. It does get a little bit caught, and just watch the underneath of it. But because you've tacked it in place first, it's it won't move.
Right.
But sometimes it just gets, I find it just sort of gets bunched up in the zip foot. So just stop and move it out of the way, and it's fine.
Now, at what point do we take out that tacked
right
stitch
at the end.
in there? Right, that's the last thing to do.
Yeah, because then you've kept it all nice and still. And I know you will find probably that some of the tacking stitches will get caught in your sewing, but that's fine because you can just snip them and pull them out.
It's not the end of the world, is it? But best to have that tacked stitch in
just
there.
Leave it till the end, because you don't know whether you've got to, if you do something a bit wrong or you want to change your seam because you think, oh God, that was a bit wiggly, then, you know, your tacking's still there, so don't be tempted because there's no urgency to take it out. So when I've gone all the way around to the main fabric, and I'm now just getting to the zip. Now, this is a little bit thick because we've got about 4 layers of fabric at the zip. Now, what you can do, I'm going to be really careful because I really don't want to break my needle up while we're doing this. So I'm just going to wind it through by hand. You could swap and use a jeans needle. Not at this point, but just, you know, not at this stage, but to sew these layers together. If you've got a jeans needle, then it's less likely to break. Or if you haven't, do what I'm doing, just wind it through.
Producer Paul says, will she mind? Do you think Jean will mind?
Jean, yeah.
Good old Jean.
Good old Jean.
She's very accommodating, is Jean, taking her needles.
It's just when you're doing thicker things like that, rather than the frustration of breaking your needle, I always have universal needles. I mean, I have Berry's needles and Jean's needles.
Poor old Jean.
Just to keep swapping them over. So all the way along here to your other little mark, and you'll think, thank goodness I put those marks in, because now I won't keep sewing.
You were tempted, weren't you? I could see the old speed had got up there.
Yes.
She was getting ready to go, but do make sure that you've marked that off. Get your fabric erasable pen or your air erasable pen, make sure that you've marked those off. It's little tips and hints like that that really just make the difference. So you don't have to unpick. Nobody wants to unpick.
No.
But this is the exciting point for me.
So, well, we're not going to turn it inside out just yet, because we've got to box the corners. Because if you look at this bag, you can see that it's got corners.
Oh, nice.
Yeah?
Yes.
So it's not just a straight bag. And the reason you do that is it gives it more depth. You've got more space. You can put more in it. It gives it a base.
Yes.
Okay?
It also means it can stand up by itself, because otherwise you're always going to have to lie down, which means that more things are going to leak.
So what I do at this stage, this is just a little checking thing, is just make sure that your zip tab looks neat before you box your corners. So just turn it inside out.
Why check now then?
Well, because if you don't want to box the corners, cut it all out and then turn it around and go, well, that doesn't look very neat, it's easier to do it now. So just pull it out a little bit and go, oh yeah, look, there we go, that tab goes across the end, that's fine. It's just when you're sewing that particular seam, sometimes it can catch a bit.
Right.
And it's
that's
easy
why we
then.
Went slow.
You can, you know, if you find when you turn it out it's a bit wibbly or messy, just unpick that tiny bit, refold it and sew it back together.
Oh, so you don't have to unpick much if you've got a bit
No, I mean, obviously,
wobbly.
you know, if you follow the instructions, you do it properly, then it'll be perfect. But, you know, this is real life and things like that don't always happen, do they? So I'm just checking that end. And that one's fine. It lies nice and flat. It's just if you've happened to fold it the wrong way or something's got bunched up. So we've just checked that. So,
well, you've just had a moment where you just weren't thinking straight. You know, I always have to double check everything that I do. This kit is making us 2 lovely makeup bags. You get the big one and you get the little one. You're getting 1 metre of fabric, half a metre of each of the beautiful patterns. They've come from the same range, which means that the colours coordinate beautifully. So you've got those contrasting different patterns, but the colours all work. So you can have them as a lining, or, you know, use one of your plains that you've got at home and have that as your lining, and then you can double up the amount that you make. This is a great stash. This is from Mollie Makes, and we've got a great offer as well on the magazine itself. So if you want to give Mollie Makes a go, then go to our website and you can sign up, and you get the first 3 editions for £1 each, so £3. That's an 83% saving on the first 3 editions. So go, and all the T's and C's on the website. Go and have a look. Subscribe, have fun. We've already had a doctor buy it. We don't know if that's for her surgery this morning.
Right, now I'm going to show you how to box the corners. So take the outer fabrics and pull them out so that they're lying together, like in a triangle. Now, it's really important that these seams match up, because I'll show you on here. Can you see that seam? Can you see that seam and that seam match perfectly? Yeah.
Here we go. Should we show on this?
Can you
this
see
one
better
here?
on that one?
I don't know if it's easier to see here. So, can you see the seam is going seamless?
It needs to match perfectly. Now, the way to do that is just a little way up from the bottom.
Right.
Put a pin. I'll do it at the end here, right near the bottom, about a few centimetres up. Put a pin through the centre of the seam, and then turn it over to the other side, and open up the fabric and make sure that the pin comes right through that seam. Yeah?
Yes.
Now, those 2 pins, I know now, are holding
them all in position.
Are holding it in the right place.
And
by just checking there, then you know it works. So, now that's done, you can put a pin across. Because if you just pin across, you don't know that those seams match up. But if you put those 2 vertical pins in, you do.
Yes.
So what we do now is we need to measure a line that goes 8 centimetres across. So put 4 centimetres in the middle of the seam and line up that end and the 8 centimetres.
And it's all going to work.
Yeah?
Yes.
See? Take your pen. You can use a pencil, you can use an erasable pencil, doesn't matter, because you're using it as a sewing line. It's a bit tricky because you've got to draw on top of that wadding. It doesn't show. It shows just enough for you to be able to put some pins in. Okay.
Nice. Now, this fabric is all from Macawa, and it's
Floral
the
Splendor.
Floral Splendor, isn't it?
Floral Splendor, yes.
Hey. Kind of a little bit 60s inspired in design. It's got that kind of feel to it, but it just means it's kind of a modern take on that 60s floral expression. And here it is in beautiful colourways, fresh, up to date, but you see, I think because you've got that mustard tone in with the lighter pink, that always makes me think sort of a bit retro-y, bit 60s-y, but that's what Mollie Makes does. It brings beautiful makes, bang up to date, with a little twist. You get the pattern, you get the wadding, you get the interfacing, you get your thread, you get 2 zips, everything to go. Maybe this is going to be as a gift for somebody, maybe because you've made it and then you gift it, or maybe you give the whole kit as a gift. My aunts always used to give me sort of crafty type kits for my birthday. I'm an August baby, so you know it was just something lovely to do through the summer holidays, because by that stage you're starting to get a bit bored, so it was perfect timing always. So whether you're buying it, or maybe you want to split it with a friend and make a bag each, entirely up to you, or maybe you want to make one and gift one.
Yeah, because
who knows? However you want to do it. But then you've got the instructions, you've got extra wadding, you've got extra interfacing. If you know that you're going to absolutely love making these, why not pop another zip in your basket as well? Yeah, and it's just really useful to have these instructions, because once you've made these, you can use them for lots of things, and you can change the size and the shape. You can make them longer, shorter, deeper. You know, this is just the basic thing. So, can you see I've stitched across that line? Yes. Right? So now I've done that, I'm going to cut it off. Ooh. Oh, they've got a little clip on. Oh, I've not seen these scissors before. Where did these come from? They're nice, aren't they? So just snip it off. There we go. And then you do all the corners in the same way. I'm not sure we're going to have time to do all of them. Oh, we've got ages.
I'm going to do this one.
Go on then. You've still got 17 minutes.
So I know, but I've got to turn it right side out and do the zip tab and everything.
Oh, she's got lots.
Still
she's got all planned.
I know,
all
and I don't
planned.
want to. So, because this is just the basic, showing you how to do it. And once you've done the 2 outers,
yes,
you do the 2 linings in the 2 lining corners. So you
in exactly the same way.
Because if you don't do the lining, you'll have extra fabric inside the lining that you haven't got on the outer, and it will bunch up. It won't look as neat.
Okay.
So you don't have to do it to get this effect, but it will be neater if the lining is the same size and shape as the outside.
If you're doing it for yourself, you might not mind, but certainly if you're gifting,
yeah. Well,
then it's nice to make it.
It
all
won't lie
uniform.
as flat. It won't look as nice. So, you're not trying to sort of rush it. So take your time and get it right. So again, put the 4 centimetres in the middle, line up that end, and there's your 8 centimetres, and then draw across it. It doesn't show up brilliantly, but just enough for me to be able to put the pins in.
All you need, isn't it? As long as you've got enough of that.
Yeah, or just use, you can use a pencil, use a darker pen. There's all different sorts of marking pens. So we'll just do this other corner. It's really hard to get the pins out of the wadding because they sort of get sunk in there.
They get embedded, don't they? They like to be in there.
They like to be in there.
Maybe glass-headed pins.
Yes,
will help,
would. Yes,
they?
Glass-headed pins would have been better because you could see them then. So
I never realised quite how many types of pins there were. Dressmaking pins, lace pins, whether you want to go for your metal-headed pins or your...
we have got some of those. So these pins, the glass-headed, would have been better in there because you can see them.
Yeah, you can see them and you can pull them out easily. Debbie's messaged in. Good morning, Debbie. She says, hello, ladies.
Hello, Debbie.
She says, even though she's experienced or inexperienced? Experienced, yep. Okay, yep. She loves the show. And all those little hints and tips and tricks and new ideas. She says, thank you very much, Sewing Quarter. We try to bring a little something for everyone.
So now we're going to turn, you see the hole?
Yes.
Gap we left? We're going to turn it. You've got to turn it right sides out through the zip as well.
Okay.
It will make sense when you do it.
And you've got the full instructions as well. And this is one of those things. Once you've done one, there's nothing to be scared of, is there?
Well, no, and as I said, you can change the size and the shape of them. You can make it wider, and we've explained how to make a zip longer and shorter.
So that means that you can start to do your pencil cases. I think that once you are someone that makes, if you are someone who sews, maybe you're someone who crafts, then you need a lot of bags to store all your different things in. Maybe you want to make a really long one for knitting needles, things like that. It's entirely up to you, but you can then, like Rebecca said, you can change it to suit your whatever needs.
So I haven't done the lining corners because I was just going to show you what it looks like if you don't. I mean, we can do that. So you turn it all inside out, and I'm just going to show you. So let's pull that there. Okay, so now we've got our nice box corners.
Yes, they're looking good. Perfectly seam to seam, by the way.
But in the inside, if you don't box the corners, it's really hard to show. It's sort of like working on a mirror. There's just too much fabric going on inside. It's not as neat.
Okay, so if we compare and contrast.
Compare and contrast.
So you've got that one all nice and neat inside because those corners have been boxed. You see a nice professional finish in there. Whereas that one, you've just got a bit too much because it's not sitting into the corners.
It is better
this
to
one,
do that.
The corners butt into each other, so it's all going to be nice and neat.
But obviously, if you're going to do that, don't turn it inside out first, like I just did to show you.
Well, it's just a show. That's fine. In the kit, you've got enough to make 2 bags. You've got the pattern, because this is a slightly different shape, so you've got the pattern for that in there. Full instructions, wadding, interfacing, 1/2 metre of each of these beautiful Macawa fabrics. A beautiful fabric with a 60s floral design, inspired design on there. You've also got 2 zips, and you've also got your thread.
And the thread. Don't forget the thread.
Yes.
It's blue.
It is blue, absolutely, but it's been perfectly matched to go with the blues in here. You get 2 zips. It's not shown on that picture there, but you do get 2 zips. $22.95, LCGC 15. Carol, just give our customer service team a ring, says producer Paul. Thank you for your email, but just give the customer service team a call. So that's on 0800 112 4433. Now, lots of you saying, actually, you know that you love the fabric, and so what you'd really like to do, and it's my fault because I suggested it, is getting a plain fabric to extend it, because then you can have 2 out of that and 2 out of that. So floor manager Amy has had some of this fabric, and she's matched for you the sky blue.
Yeah,
it's a perfect match, isn't it? So now, if you want to grab this, $3.25 per half a metre. So yeah, if you've got a metre, then you can line both of those half metres.
You can make loads of bags then.
Sorry?
You can make loads of bags.
Well, that's just it, isn't it? Then suddenly you've doubled the amount that you can do. So if you want to grab that, it's £3.25.
It's a really good match for
it
that.
It is a great colour. Let me just show you that with the other colours, and you can just see how well they're going to work. So you can have that as your lining fabric if you wish, and then it just extends. So many of you asking, well, what colour do I go for? Obviously, we've got the fabrics here, so we can just go and match them. It's far easier for us to match than for you. So this is the sky blue here. As you can see, it's just picking up those blues in those fabrics across there. So in the kit, you get this fabric and this fabric. If you want to do then a plain lining, as a lot of you do, you don't want to, have this beautiful patterned fabric on the inside. We understand. We know that you want everything to go further. Then pop some of that 325 LPMY 53. The other alternative, of course, is just a plain white. Our bright white, our optical white, because sometimes it's difficult to see whether it's a cream or a white. It is a white background on here, so you'd be fine with the optical white
will be
as
a really
well.
good match.
That would work as well. So do take a look on the website. We've got over 60 different plains for you on there. We've got a whole page dedicated to our plain fabrics because we know how useful they are. I shared a photo on Facebook the other day of just one of our walls of plain fabric in our warehouse, and a lot of you going, oh, just let me loose in there. Brilliant. And we had a viewer the other day, and I think this is sensible. She says that every time she places an order, she gets a metre or a half a metre of 2 different solid colours, so she's building up her stash that way. What a great idea.
Oh, wouldn't it be lovely?
At just $3.25.
Have half a metre of everything.
Yeah, just pop in half a metre, and every time she does, if you think about it, some other channels would charge you, that would be in your postage cost.
Yeah. And then
we only charge $2.95 for your postage, but some places it goes up to like £6-7 your postage. So it's as if you were paying extra postage, but you're getting an extra half metre of fabric. That's how I like to justify it to myself, anyway.
Right, while you were talking, I boxed the lining corners.
Lots happens whilst I chat.
Happens, so I boxed the lining corners in exactly the same way. So now you've turned it right sides out. There's that gap in the lining. Remember that we had earlier?
Yes.
So we need a sewing needle.
Okay.
And I'll pinch a piece of thread out of the machine.
That's quite a big needle.
That is quite a big needle.
You look like you're about to embroider. Let me see if we've
massive.
got... I'm not sure. We've got a finer needle anywhere?
No, well, it's fine. Don't use a needle that's quite as thick as this. Oh, hang on. That one.
There's a smaller one there.
That's massive. I wonder what that one's for.
Oh, that's for your embroidery. That's an embroidery needle.
Well,
that's
it's sharp though. It's not a tapestry, but it's probably a chenille rather than a crewel. Right. So all you need to do is just over sew a few stitches, working on one side of the seam just to hold it still.
So this is in your lining.
Yeah, this is that little gap that's in the lining needs sewing straight. So you just slip stitch it closed, and you just pick up a little bit of the fabric on one side and a little bit on the other.
Now, slip stitch, the same as ladder stitch. This is it, isn't it? So many of these things have 2 names.
So you pick up a bit on one side and a bit on the other. Make sure the stitches are reasonably close together because you don't want to lose any of your, depending on what you put in your bag, any of your little things through the hole in the lining. So make sure they're reasonably close together. Some people sew this by just putting it under the machine.
Yeah, I do.
But if you do that, then you are actually reducing the size of your lining only by a little bit, and so it won't sit as flat. And you've also got a ridge on the inside of your bag, so it won't sit as flat. So
I know, but it's really quick.
It is really quick, but for the how long has
you
this
are
taken
the
me?
perfectionist. I know.
2
I know.
minutes
I know.
it's
I know.
taken me to sew that. Otherwise, you'll have a ridge on the inside of your bag.
Okay, I will do it properly next time.
Don't spoil the ship for a ha'porth of tar, as they say.
They say what? Say that
As I
again.
say, don't spoil the ship for a ha'porth of tar. My mum always used to say that. As in, don't ruin the whole ship and make it not waterproof for a halfpenny's worth of tar, because that little hole would make the ship leak, wouldn't it? Have you not heard that one?
I've never heard of that.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, that's...
Have you always lived by the seaside?
No, it's just one of those sayings.
But a good nautical term.
A good nautical term. Don't spoil the ship. Anyway, so it's not worth it, is it? Because look, that's done now.
You're right. I can't argue with you. You're right.
Shove it inside.
Uh-huh.
Shove it inside like that. And obviously, you will give it then a very good press.
Yes. Obviously.
Obviously.
Yes.
And you will press all of these seams. And then your bag is done. And all you need to do now is you can decorate it with a little tag.
Decorate?
You see the little tag we have on there. And another thing which I didn't have time to do, but is
You've still got time. You've still got...
Well, this I didn't think I'd have time to do this. This is just a little decoration, this little tab here.
But this is one of those really handy little tabs.
It's a really...
You say it's a little decoration, but when I'm unzipping...
Yeah, no, yes, I suppose so, for that tag.
You see there?
So, if you want to put that... This is all in the instructions. If you want to put it in, here's one I made. You just fold a little piece of fabric in half and half again, sew it down, fold it right sides together, and then you remember when we sewed the seam where we had it all lying flat and we left the gap in one end?
Yes.
Across, you sew that in at the same time into that seam, and then it would go there.
Yes.
So I didn't do that at this stage, but that's all in the instructions if you want
and there's the instructions come in the kit, the fabric comes in the kit, the thread in the kit, the wadding, the interfacing, 2 zips. This is a huge kit for just $22.95. A metre of fabric in there. LCGC 15, $22.95. It's all in there. You can make 2. A lot of you as well going for that extra solid colour. By the half metre, £3.25, which means that then those 2 beautiful fabrics go so much further.
Yeah, well, they can live on the outside and
Absolutely.
you can just have the plain on the inside.
Have a look on the website, get whatever zips, extra zips. You get 2 zips in with the kit. But you see, then if you want to double the amount that you're making by adding in this, then the zip sizes are 25 centimetre and 30 centimetre.
Just pop those in and you can make even more.
Absolutely, that's the way to go. Or, you know, whatever size you like to suit you. So this is the extra fabric that is down the bottom of your screen there. This works with both of these fabrics, or go for the optical white. Amy did an amazing job matching that. Thank you very much, Amy. $3.25 there, LPMY 53 to get that. That's not part of the kit. That's you can buy separately so that your kit goes even further.
So the last little bit is this pretty little zip tag. So you take the piece of fabric, it's in the instructions, the size, you fold it in half right sides together, fold the end over by a centimetre, and then you sew along there and along there.
Okay.
Okay? Then you turn it inside out, which is a little bit fiddly, so I've done one before.
No, come on, because it's fiddly, what's the best way to do it?
Oh, the best... Well, there just isn't, really. You just have to do it slowly and patiently. You just have to turn it right sides out like this.
Get something small and pokey,
you
kebab stick or something.
Yeah,
not
but
push
actually,
it through.
once you've turned that out, you can put just a tiny... Don't use really sharp scissors because you might pierce the fabric. So I use, when I do it, you can buy special point turners, but actually I use the end of a little paintbrush, like a child's, fine artist brush.
Okay,
that's what I use, something like that. So you just turn it all out, inside out. Anyway, here's one I've done already. And then you turn the ends under and you sew the ends. So you've got a tube now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that goes to the end of the zip. Now, what I did for this, you can use whatever you like. I used the end of one of those cheap little key rings that you buy. You know, when you get a free key fob with something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
so you've stolen that from something else?
I stole that, yes. So it doesn't matter what you use. And then thread it around the end of there, and then take your needle again, and just... You could do it by machine, but actually, when I did it by machine, I found the foot kept hitting against it. It was just annoying. So it's actually easier just to do it by hand.
Okay.
Just because you need it quite close to the ring, but you don't want the foot to keep hitting it, and it doesn't take long, and it's quite pretty. Just a little line of running stitch.
Oh, it becomes a feature, doesn't it?
Little feature. There you go, and then just tie it.
So I love the fact that in the instructions you get all these little details as well. So if you want to do the extra tabs, or you can just do it plain if you want, but if you want to put in these little bits,
and you don't have to, but it's just a pretty thing. You quite often see them in bags in shops. They have their sort of labelling, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, it's just a little
maybe
thing.
if you've got some of the ribbon that says handmade with love or something, you could
a little piece of ribbon or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, there's obviously enough material to make the 2 tabs, and the instructions for the sizes are in there. So then just open up this little split ring. There we go. And then you have a little tab. And that just makes it easier, doesn't it? It's easier and just prettier.
A quick message for Alyssa or Ailsa. They're not quite sure how to pronounce it. If you go onto our website, you'll find the Mollie Makes link there. It's all for you, and then you can get three copies for £3. That's £1 each, and then we'll go through all of that later. All T's and C's on the website. We are nearly out of time.
Yes.
Where does the time go? Good timing, though. Thank you very much.
Well, if you make the small bag, it's done in exactly the same way, but instead of cutting out the fabric following the measurements, you use the template.
Which is all in the instructions.
Which is all in there.
It's all kitted in. Do check out your baskets. Make sure you're not missing out on this today. £22.95, LCGC 15. We're back talking about books at 11.
We are, yes. I've chosen 4 books for you that are my favourite books.
Beck's take on
good
books.
sewing. Not fiction, not those favourite books. Sewing books.
Book Club at 11. See you in a second.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more. When you spend £10 on your first purchase, you will receive this free sewing kit from The Sewing Quarter worth £14.99. There are many ways you can watch Sewing Quarter. We are live every day on Freeview Channel 78 and online at sewingquarter.com from 8 AM till 12 noon. But if you've missed a show, don't worry. There are 2 easy ways to catch up. The first is through our website, www.sewingquarter.com, where we repeat that morning's shows throughout the day. On the homepage, you'll see our video stream. Click on the video to hear sound and see a list of the products that we have shown in that day's shows. The second way to catch up is on our YouTube channel. All our shows are kept on YouTube, so if you buy a product and want to see the demonstration again, you can. Go to www.youtube.com/Sewing Quarter, where you'll find all our shows listed by date. Select your preferred date, then, using the description beneath the video, jump to the hour you want to watch. Then you can pause, rewind, play, and skip your way to the bits that you want to watch again. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. This Saturday, join me, John Scott, Sewing Quarter's very own fashion guru, for tips and advice on the perfect outfits for your spring and summer wardrobe. I will be featuring a classic cloth kit swing dress, a vintage 50s tea dress, and a fabulous collection of bold, beautiful floral fabrics. Join me this Saturday, the 22nd of April from 8 AM, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
Here at the Sewing Quarter, we want to bring our viewers the best and most exciting opportunities to learn and expand your knowledge. To help do this, we will be bringing in some of the leading industry experts in sewing and quilting to help guide our viewers along the way. Such as Jennifer Taylor, Samantha Claridge, Lucy Brennan, Jo Carter, Angela Atwood, Karen Lewis, Rebecca Reid, and finally Jenny Fox Proverbs, who is the senior editor of Today's Quilter and Love Patchwork and Quilting magazines. Welcome back. It's Mollie Makes Takeover Day here at Sewing Quarter. Now, a lot of you loving Mollie Makes and wanting to take us up on our offer. So here's the thing, head to the website. As soon as you click on sewingquarter.com, this page comes up. On the right-hand side, click where it says, there we go, learn more. And that takes you straight to the Mollie Makes page. All of your T's and C's as to how to get your 3 magazines for £3 to subscribe and everything else. It's all the details are there. Click that flashing link there, down there. Hover over it again. So there you go. See that? Click on there. And that will show you how to do that. There you go. So lots of you asking about that. All your T's and C's, everything there. That's how you go and get that special Mollie Makes offer for you today. Now, another make that's come out of Mollie Makes, again, designed by the ladies at the new craft house, has been the perfect pyjamas. Now, when we first launched end of January, beginning of February, we bought you brushed cotton, which was lovely, super soft and cozy. But now we're getting into warmer weather, so now we need a cooler pyjama. We need something out of a soft cotton that's going to be nice and breathable. But also, I don't know about you, but I like something in a beautiful print. This is, you know, the time to get those bright, vibrant colours out that are just going to make you feel good. Lounge pants as well. When you get home, pop them on, comfy, lovely. I remember putting up a post a little while ago saying, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, is that too early for my pyjamas? And so many were like, no, I'm already in my pyjamas. So I know you love a pyjama. What about some beautiful prints? Now, this is, I love this one. Now, this is from Dashwood Studios. It's from the Distant Dreams collection. Oh, how much fabric are you getting? It's like, this is 2.5 meters, isn't it, of this, so that you could look at this. There's loads and loads. It was all beautifully tidied and folded. So you're going to get this gorgeous fabric. Now, this has got all of your peacocks in. You've got 3 different options. You're getting 2.5 meters in here. You're also getting elastic, and you're getting a lot of ribbon, and you're also getting all of the pattern and the makes, everything. Oh, look at this beautiful fabric. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Love it. That's one of your options. Love this. Absolutely. Oh, this is the other colourway that you've got. Oh, you see, that's pretty, isn't it? That's ever so pretty. And then the third colour option is the one that we're making today. And again, this all works so beautifully. It's picking up such beautiful colours in here. Lovely. So this is your third option there. And hello. Oh, we're back. Hello. Everyone, it's Rosie from the New Craft House. So we had Hannah. The New Craft House is made up of the pair of you.
Yes, both of us, yeah.
And your friendship goes back, well, from the age of 12.
12, yeah, so like 15 years now, yeah, we were friends at school.
And you've worked, and now you work together, live near each other.
Yeah, we both live on boats in London, yeah, work together, yeah.
I love this idea. Now, Hannah's got a dog, a new puppy, but you live on your boat with your cat, don't you?
Timmy the cat.
Timmy the boat cat.
Yeah, he's
nice. Excellent. Now, this fabric, ideal.
It's perfect,
the 3 fabrics that we've picked, all from Dashwood Studios, so you're getting beautiful designer fabric. Why is this so ideal for pyjamas at this time of year?
It's just a nice light cotton, so it's breathable, but quite like strong as well, so you can wear them a lot, like they've got strength. And they're just really nice prints, like we love all the Dashwood prints. We use them a lot in our kits. So.
I've noticed this. Yeah. You and Dashwood, you sit like that. But they're a beautiful, striking pyjama bottom this is going to make. When I have a pyjama bottom, I don't wear a matching pyjama top. What I'll do is I'll pick out a colour, and I've got like a whole drawer of little vest tops in different colours, and so I just pop a little vest top. So what I'm loving about here is that I could pick out greens, oranges. I've got that pink,
yeah,
and then you've got your navy in there. So you can really do that. So if you love the peacocks, then the details for the peacocks down the bottom there. I love peacocks. Anybody that knows me absolutely knows that I love that. Now, the one that is, the details that are full screen there are the fabric that you're about to use, aren't they? So, yes. Rosie, let's have a look at this. Let's show us a little swatch of that fabric there.
That's going to become the pockets. That's a little piece of it.
There's a pocket as well going on. So this is just a little piece of it, but you can see it's come again from that Distance Dreams collection from Dashwood Studios. So it's got those lovely burnt oranges in there, the yellow, that really warm, gorgeous pink in there. You've got different blues. So this is, again, a different feel, but the same colour palette.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Good for summer.
What do we do? How do we make these?
Okay, so I've actually pre-cut out all of the pieces because that's sort of the most boring bit that no one really wants to watch me do, but these are the patterns. So
now the pattern comes in this kit, and the joy of this pattern is that it's on really sturdy paper, isn't it?
Yes, you can reuse it, absolutely, and there's only actually 2 pieces, so it's really simple to work out.
Let me show you this pattern, because when I picked up the pattern, I was like, whoa, there's a lot going on there. Does this mean it's really complicated? But actually, what I soon realised is this is your pattern. That's your pattern there. How would you like me to show it? There we go, there's your pattern there. All your instructions. Lovely, lovely. But, haha, look, here they are. This is your templates. So you see, this is all your pattern, and you just have to get some sellotape and stick it all together. Yeah,
which is how a lot of patterns come nowadays. You download them off the internet and just stick them together. Yeah. It's really simple.
So once you've stuck them all together, you're good to go. Do you know what, actually, because that's quite a thick card, I might even trace over it with just some baking paper or something. So then I've got something that's...
Yeah, and you can use different sizes then. You haven't cut into it.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to want a lot of these pyjamas.
Okay, so I've cut them out. So you end up with 2 pieces, leg pieces for the back, which is slightly bigger. I'm doing the largest size here.
What size is the larger size?
It's around a 16. It's a small, medium, large. Okay. It's around a 16, but it's, as you can see on the pieces, it's quite easy to see how they've been graded up. So you could just add a bit or like make them a bit smaller. It's like it's a simple pattern.
So small, medium, large. Yeah. If you want larger, extend again. Yeah. Okay, so simple, easy to do. Simple, What if you're like me and ridiculously tall and you struggle to get... This is the thing. Pyjamas, for me, they should be lovely and long. I want them really long. But they end up... No, they do. They like capri pyjama ankle swingers. How do I extend a length?
Well, technically, you should pick a bit in the pattern that's sort of around here and add a bit of length and then sort of smooth out the lines. Okay. Yeah, so you want it to keep the width at the bottom the same. Otherwise, they'd get really narrow if you carried on following that down.
Yeah, I won't be able to get my feet through. That's not a good look.
Okay, yeah, so the first step is to do the patch pocket. So you just cut out a rectangle.
So straight in with a pocket?
Yep.
No messing?
It's a really simple pocket, it's just a patch pocket.
And how do we know which is front and back?
So the back is bigger.
Okay.
I'll double check. Got me worried now.
Well, no, I'm just... because this would be me. I would be like, now, which ones?
You can see if you line them up. The back has like a deeper crotch.
Well, it's got to get... The back is bigger. The bum is bigger at the back.
The goods, yeah.
Okay.
And the back is...
For goods.
They're just wider in general. So we're going to put the patch pocket on the back right pocket. If you really wanted, it could be on the left, but we're going to do it on the right. So that would be this one. That's fine, I know I've got my piece. And then to make the patch, I'm going to need the iron.
I can do that. Whoops. Whilst... Oh, hang on. Let's just see what it is that you're actually ironing. Is there a knack? We have to iron onto this, not onto that, because otherwise...
Melts.
So, hang on a minute. We just need to show exactly what we're ironing, because there's a knack to this.
So the patch pocket is going to be stitched around these 3 sides onto the pyjama, but the top is going to be left open. Yeah. So you need to finish that raw edge. So we're just going to turn it over once and once again by around a centimetre. It doesn't need to be accurate.
And will you do that down the sides as well?
We're going to do the sides much smaller, yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
So that one goes across that.
And so then So this means that there's no raw edge, because pyjamas, I don't know about you, wash and wear, wash and wear.
Exactly, yeah. So then around the other 3 sides, you're just going to do a tiny little, about ½ centimetre.
Right.
And just iron those in. If you're going a bit slower, you could pin it just to make sure they stay in place, but it should be fine.
So iron on those other 3. So you've got the top pocket that's turned over more, so that top edge
That's
there.
going to be the top bit, yeah.
Okay.
And your hand's going to be going in it quite a lot, so turned it over twice, just so there isn't a raw edge.
Just for extra support.
Yeah. And we've made this pocket big enough for a phone.
For a phone, there we go.
Can't go to bed without your phone.
Lots of you asking about Mollie Makes magazine. Let me give you those details. If you go to the website, you'll see on the right you get the little options that just click through. When you see the Mollie Makes one, click on it. Where it says learn more, click on that. And then at the bottom, subscribe. And that's where you get your £3 deal there. So T's and C's all apply. Have a good read through all of that. And it's on the front page, and off you go. Excellent. Now, hey, what are we doing over here?
So I'm just stitching across that top fold over that I did, just to secure it down. I'm using a white thread, so you can see it quite well on this blue, but obviously you can match it.
In the fabric,
yeah,
though, so it doesn't look out of place.
No, if you wanted it to be more discreet, you could just use a dark.
Oh, I don't know, I was thinking I might go in with a bright orange thread.
Neon pink.
Yeah!
That'd be good.
Woo! I'm here! That would be the one. So, okay, a pocket. This is, again, you see, this is it. Mollie Makes. Very modern, very up-to-date. Lots of people like yourselves, bloggers, who do different projects for the magazine. So, you know, it is completely up to date, and I really like that modern twist and edge, even to the fact that the pocket is big enough for your phone. Important stuff.
You can change the size of the pocket, like you can do it any size rectangle, you could do a weird shape if you wanted, like a heart pocket, anything. It's just a simple patch, so it's really easy. And you can position it where you want as well, so I'm just kind of doing it in the middle of this back bum piece. I'm just going to pin it in place.
Now let me show you the 3 different options whilst you pin those edges that we've just ironed over.
Yep.
So you're pinning those ironed bits. You want to catch those narrow ironed pieces underneath as you pin to make sure that you're going to sew over those. Let me give you those options because we've got 3 beautiful options for you. You're getting 2.5 meters of fabric in each of these, elastic and ribbon and instructions and pattern. And it's all from the Distance Dreams collection by Dashwood Studio. And I know that with Dashwood they don't do reruns of their fabric, so once they've done it, they've done it. So if this is a great way actually to get an awful lot of your fabric, 2.5 meters of it. So this is your second kit here. This is your butterfly floral, $39.95 there, and then your last one, which is the one that we're working with today, is this. Now, Rosie's making us. Rosie's from the New Craft House. She started out as bloggers.
Yeah, that's how we started in like 2013. Because we both graduated from uni and we had like a lot of time in our hands. And we were doing loads of crafting at home, so we just thought we'd start a blog, share our projects.
Brilliant. Yeah. That's the way to do it, isn't it? I love this. I don't really understand about how to set up blogs and things like that, so I always really respect people that go, no, it's fine, I blog.
We had no idea when we started, like literally.
But you went and did it anyway.
Yeah.
And that's great because then you just learn as you go along.
Yeah, and you've got nothing to lose, you might as well try.
And you've gone from strength to strength, haven't you?
Yeah, so after we started the blog, like 6 months afterwards, we won the Cosmopolitan Best Craft Blog Award, and that kind of set everything off, like working with different companies.
And,
and we turned it into a business. So we've been full-time on the business now for 1.5 years.
I like this. So, you know, the fact that Mollie Makes is supporting new, young businesses sits really nicely with me. I like that about it.
Yeah, they're really good.
Now, the top of the pocket, how are we making sure that we're reinforcing that? Just a backwards and forwards stitching.
Yeah, so at the end of the stitching, I'm doing just a simple backwards and forwards, and at the corners, I'm just pivoting, so you don't need to stitch right to the edges there. So
but making sure that you're catching that narrow edge.
Turnover, yeah.
If you wanted If you're thinking, gosh, that narrow edge is too narrow for me, I'm not that good at. So you could turn more over if you wanted to.
You could just cut the pocket a bit larger and turn over more,
or have a smaller phone
smaller.
And turn.
Yeah, I mean that is quite a large phone.
It is a big phone. That's more of a tablet size.
For your iPad, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's the pocket done. It's really simple. Just trim that thread.
I like how simple that is because, you know, it's not intimidating, is it, to do that? That was so simple and quick and easy. Now you can pop a pocket on anything, be it on the inside of a bag, inside of a lining bag, wherever you want.
Dungarees.
Dungarees, absolutely. It's all there for you to do. 2.5 metres of fabric, that's a huge amount of fabric. How much do you get left over?
Quite a lot, to be honest. Like, there's enough to lay each piece out on lengthways, so you get all the leftover from the fold. Depending on which size you're doing, you're going to have more left, but and some at the ends as well.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of fabric. And Dashwood is so nice for like small projects, makeup bags and stuff.
So basically, you put that on the fold and you cut one of those out of your... Hang on. Let's show.
Yeah.
Let's simply show it so you can see how much you're going to end up with left. Don't worry, Producer Paul, I'm not cutting this. I'm just merely showing... Because a lot, you see, this is it. A lot out there want to know how much fabric you're getting left over. I think I hit a nerve when I said that they don't do reruns once they've done a project. That's it. Hang on, that way, isn't it? I need to do it. Can you grab the other end and let's oof it up over here? Do you want to flop it over the edge of over there? There we go. It's a lot of fabric here. So when you lay your pattern piece out, you're going to have one here, and then one the other side, the other end there.
Yeah.
So what you have left over is going to be double this, all the way along, and whatever you've got left over at the end. So you're getting a lot left over.
Yeah, loads. It's really good for patchworking and doing small things.
Well, you see, I mean, you think about that. That's, yeah, I mean, that's nearly half the width of the fabric.
Yeah. That
you get, and this has been turned over. So, for those of you that are saying size 16, I'm a bit bigger, is that a problem? No, it isn't. Because look, you've got all of that to make it wider if you want to. So I just wanted to show you, you know, obviously if you're a smaller size, you're going to have more fabric left over. But if you do want to extend it, then you can make it wider as you go. Job done. This is a lot, look at, reel it all in. A lot of fabric from Dashwood Studios coming your way. Right, as we were.
Cool.
Sorry, we digress.
That's fine. So the next bit is actually to start assembling the legs. So you want to match up one of the front pieces, one of the smaller pieces, with its matching back leg, and you're going to stitch along the inner leg seam.
Okay.
So it's these two shorter seams where the crotch come down. And you just want to match them at the top. Like that. And you put a few pins in. And all the seam allowances on this are 1.5 centimetres. So there's actually quite a lot of room to do adjusting just in the seam allowance.
Okay.
So you can make it a bit smaller.
I like my pyjamas baggy. I like them roomy. I like them to be sort of evening lounge pants. Yeah. If you are, you know, these then, and so you get elastic and ribbon in here. You get 5 meters of elastic. You get 20 meters of the ribbon.
What?
Did you know? I know. Let me show you the ribbon. Well, okay. So here's the thing: when we put our kits together for you, we don't break things down. So if we've got a thing of ribbon. And we only need the ribbon for, is it for decoration at the front?
Yeah, it's just going to go around the waist, yeah, for decoration.
Okay, so for decoration at the front. But we didn't just give you like a ½ metre of it. We gave you the whole pack. That's why when you start collecting our kits, you're actually building a stash. And that was really important for us. We always want you to have more. So you've got ample material, you've got 20 metres of fabric, so then you've got it in for the next thing that you need to do. Or maybe you want to use it as a decorative edge to something or whatever. You've also got 5 metres of elastic. Now that's either quite a large waist or you've got a lot left over, whichever, it's all good. Plus you're also getting 2.5 meters of the beautiful dashwood fabric and the pattern and the instructions. It's all there. It's a big kit.
And you can reuse the pattern and everything. And the elastic and the ribbon.
Yeah.
To make loads more pairs. I made my family all pyjamas for Christmas.
We always have new pyjamas at Christmas. Yeah. But I'm thinking actually, having now experienced my child on a lot of chocolate over Easter, I think pyjamas are a great alternative to an Easter egg for next year. So I might just make that any sort of seasonal tradition, new pyjamas. And that'll be that.
No
but this
sugar.
is a lovely cotton lightweight pyjama for... I don't like going to sleep in shorts. I like a pyjama.
Same.
You know, doesn't matter how hot it is. I want a pair of pyjama bottoms, but it means that the fabric's got to be lighter weight. So the cotton here, instead of a snuggly brushed cotton, it's a lighter weight cotton, so perfect for those warmer months. So for $39.95, you're getting a lot of fabric. You're getting a lot of fabric left over. 2.5 meters of your Dashwood Studio fabric, plus 20 meters of ribbon, 5 meters of elastic, patterns, everything else. I'm going to leave you just to sort those bits and bobs out, and I'm going to go and show you the finished product over here. This is what we're making. Here it is. So these are the pyjama bottoms. Absolutely perfect. So this is out of the Distant Dreams. This is beautiful. You've got the beautiful peacocks in there. I love this. Look at that. And so this is where the ribbon feature is coming in. This is why you've got 20 meters of ribbon. You're not going to need 20 meters of ribbon. You're going to have it in your stash. An elasticated waistband. Let me spin that around for you there. So there's your pocket in there. There you go. There's your pocket there. They're really lovely PJs. Really lovely. So this is the kit. Let's have a look at the kit. This is what we're getting. So PJs, instructions, pattern. You get the ribbon, 20 meters of that. You get 5 meters of elastic. You get 2.5 meters of fabric. This is a big kit. AVGC 51. Are you sewing down that inside seam
yes,
again?
I'm doing the second one now.
So repeating exactly the same. So this is where we've got to over here. So basically this is one leg. Is that right?
Yes.
I'm looking at one leg here.
Yeah.
There's my pocket up there. Nice pocket in there. I just love this fabric for pyjamas. It's great. Distant Dreams, of course, is a perfect name for dreamy fabric.
Yeah.
But it is, isn't it? Yeah, and for your pyjamas. Absolutely perfect. This is where my head gets a bit confused as to the fact that that's one leg.
Yeah, it's because you've got to imagine the crotch kind of goes in there.
Ah, okay.
It all makes sense in the next stage. This is the key stage.
This is the bit where I'm glued to my instructions. Going, how does this fit together? How?
So I've got the other leg here, and all you do is you match up those two crotch seams.
Okay.
So you can match up the centre leg seams. I'm doing this quickly, so I should have pressed that, but I can just finger press it for now.
We'll let you off.
And you just match them all the way around, and simple, just stitch them again with a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance. Just put some pins in.
This is incredibly easy.
It's very easy, and it's a great introduction to actually making trousers, because you start to understand the construction methods. It's the same basically with any trousers.
Really? Mm-hmm. I really struggle with trousers. Really struggle. They've always been the bane of my life because of being so tall. And I remember when one of the high street shops used to love shopping there because they did a longer length, and they did like a 36-inch inside leg for a longer length.
Wow.
And that was perfect for me. Thank you very much. And then they shortened it. I said, well, that's not a long length anymore, is it, if you go and shorten it? And always struggle to get that long length, hence the ankle swingers. Always ankle swingers. So for me, having to make my own pyjamas is just one of those things. It's going to be such a treat because I can get the length I finally want.
Yeah.
And then if I actually start to know how to make trousers, if this is a great starting point for trousers, then that's perfect. So here are your instructions. So we're just sewing, hang on, which bit are we sewing?
So I'm sewing around the crotch seam, so it's that like...
That loopy bit.
The loopy bit in the middle, yeah.
So just a straight stitch.
Just a straight stitch, yeah.
Around there, okay. So whilst you do that, let me show you these instructions because they're super good. Again, you know, what we do here are instructions really well. Visual with all of you written backing up there so that you know exactly. It shows you your cheeky pocket there as well. Everything there. And then you get the template which you just sellotape together. And this is all, if you've had any of our patterns from us before, you know the quality and the weight of the card that it's printed on. That's what it's coming to you on. So this is going to be a template that lasts and lasts. All of this is your template, so you just stick it together. That's your template. So if you need to make it longer, then you can. All good. All in the kit form. 2.5 meters of fabric, 20 meters of ribbon, 5 meters of elastic, and all of your pattern and instructions all coming to you for $39.95. XIGC 13. That's one option there. That's the one that we've been working with. This, I love this one as well. The most difficult thing for me is deciding which fabric to choose because the colours in them are just absolutely perfect. And then the butterfly, that was your butterfly floral there. That's the butterfly floral. And then we've got one more, which Rosie's already made, which is the peacocks. Love the peacocks. Do love the peacocks.
Get the peacocks to it.
Oh, I just think it's great.
So that seam's done. So I've only gone round it once, but because it's a crotch seam and it gets quite a lot of
stress.
Pull and stress, yeah, you can do another stitch, like 0.5 centimetre in on the seam allowance just to give it some extra strength.
To reinforce.
Yeah, it doesn't need it, but you can do that.
Okay.
So then you can see it actually starts to look like trousers.
Yay!
That's the magic moment.
Do you know what? Actually, in the shops at the moment, there are sort of quite a lot of Aztec-y cotton trousers for spring and summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could.
Little pair of ballet pumps. Job done.
Yeah. Everyone started to wear like pyjamas and stuff as outerwear. I think it's totally allowed.
There you go. Yes. Now, you see, this is it, you see. My director says, Tom says, would you do the school run in these? Yes, I totally would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Because it's only you that knows that it came from a pyjama fabric.
Yeah, exactly.
From a pyjama pattern. Nobody else knows. Well, unless they watched the show. In which case, yeah, then they know. What are we doing?
So I'm trying to find the other leg. There we go. So we're doing the...
Many legs.
Outer...
It's like making for an octopus.
So we're doing the outer leg seams now. So we've done the inner legs and the crotch seam. So now it's just the outer legs.
This is speedy.
Really speedy, yeah.
I mean, like, you're going to have these made up well within the hour at this rate.
And if it's your first time, like, cutting out the pattern as well, like, still only 2 hours, I reckon, to do the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
This has got to be the simplest pyjamas. This is perfect.
It's perfect, yeah.
That's why they are your perfect PJs. This is your pyjama kit in Distant Dreams by Dashwood Studio. This is the blue mandala that we're working with here. Any of the colours that we've got today, all from Pinewood Studios? That's movies.
Ooh.
Dashwood Studios. That'd be very exciting. But beautiful, rich colours. The cotton really lends itself to this spring, summertime, lighter weight pyjama. And that's not always easy to get. The number of times that I've bought a pair of pyjamas, but they're just a bit too heavy.
Yeah.
And it's just uncomfortable. Get that lovely lightweight cotton in this beautiful fabric. And of course then you can get a vest top or something to really match that colour. Nice. Oh, very pretty. $39.95 gets you an awful lot of material, 2.5 metres, get a lot left over. Not only that, but you're also going to get a lot left over with your ribbon. We put in 20 metres of ribbon. Yes, you did hear right, 20 metres of ribbon, because we don't break it down. So when we put something into your kit, you get the whole lot. So if it only comes in 20 metres, you'll get the whole 20 metres. And that's what you've got in this kit. So we're building your stash. Each time you buy from us, we're building that stash for you. So there it is. There's your beautiful cotton there. And then a lovely elastic as well. All included. 5 metres of elastic in there as well. It's braided. And that's all good to go. Nice. So we're just going down the edge of the
Whizzing
pyjama.
down. Yeah.
It is a proper good whiz, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whiz, 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 quick, quick, quick.
Just simple straight stitch, and there's obviously like no curves or anything, so it's really easy. You can't really go wrong.
If this was the first thing that you'd ever made dress-wise...
It's a perfect first project, yeah, because there's nothing tricky about it. It's basically all straight lines apart from the crotch seam.
And if you went a little bit wobbly, it's your pyjamas.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're doing the school run in it, no one's going to see.
Yeah, no one cares.
But you are going to have a great pair of pyjamas. The most popular ones is the peacocks.
I love the peacocks.
Yeah, there
Hannah's
they are.
bag-seed them.
Has she?
Yeah.
She's already got her eye
I
on the
need those.
peacocks. Hey. They're lovely, aren't they? It's just one of those fabrics that is so beautiful. Details at the bottom of the screen for that fabric, $39.95. That's the most popular one this hour so far, but it can all change, and often does. Which is your favourite?
I think I like the floral one, the white and pink.
Do you know, we haven't really seen that. Shall I waft that around for you whilst you go down?
Inspire me. It reminds me like a lot of the clothes that I have, so I could match loads of t-shirts with them.
Look at this. Whee! It's a lot of fabric. Let's go. 2.5 meters. Obviously, this is folded in half, so you know you're getting double. But look at that. It's gone off. I mean, yeah, it's gone off the other end of the desk. There's so much of it. But this is pretty. I've got that pink in a little vest top, so I'm thinking that's going to go. But that pink is in all of these. You notice how I've got to match this to my own wardrobe. That's how much I'm loving this. Really pretty. But you've got your navy in there as well. You've got the white. All of those colours to pick out. And, of course, those lovely yellows and oranges. There's also kind of a limey green in there as well. It's every colour of summer smooshed into that one fabric. Gorgeous. Ta-da! Is this from the Distant Dreams? It is as well, isn't it, the butterfly bit? They're all Distant Dreams. Yeah. Awesome. Hang on a minute, look at this.
Some trousers.
Look at that.
A bit like clown pants at the moment, but...
That's good. I'm liking that.
Yeah, so that's the basic construction of the legs and
slightly tapered legs.
Yeah, there is a slightly tapered leg. We wanted it to be like a bit flattering, so you can like just wear them around the house and
flattering pyjamas. Awesome. Okay, what do we do next?
So we're going to do the waistband, and on these pyjamas there isn't a like separate waistband piece, so it's really easy to do. You are simply just going to be turning over the top of the trouser pieces instead of adding an extra piece of fabric.
Okay.
So it's really easy. I'm going to do it from the other side.
So turn them through.
Yeah, so we're going to do a half centimetre turnover just to get rid of the raw edge, and then turn it over by about an inch.
So let me just show that. Would you stitch that?
No.
So just
double
hem. Do you want me to get the iron for you?
Please.
Move those out. Now, a lot of you wanting to know how to subscribe to Mollie Makes. Let's show again. Go onto the website. As soon as you put in sewingquarter.com, it's on that first page. Next, you see, you've got to wait. On the right-hand side, there's that little bit that clicks through. You can click through, or you can just wait for it to rotate. Then there's the Learn More. Click on the Learn More. And then at the bottom, there's your subscribe. And it's a link. It takes you straight on, and you can just subscribe straight away, and you will be getting that 3 issues for £3. That's an 83% saving there. T's and C's apply, but they're all there, so have a good read through, and off you go. But so many of you asking about that. That's how you get your Mollie Makes. A lot of you loving Mollie Makes today. It's Mollie Makes Takeover Day. Hurrah! How did you first get involved with Mollie Makes?
No, I don't actually know. I think maybe we met them at an event or something, and then they contacted us asking if we wanted to do a project. So, yeah, we do quite a lot of projects for them now. They're like our favourite magazine.
Well, it's a good fit for you, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
a really nice fit for you.
And they have a good range on there. Like loads of our friends do projects regularly, and
Works a treat. There you go. I'll let you do the ironing there. Let me take you through again the different options that we've got for you today. So the one that we're using at the moment is the mandala. So, no, not that one. The one that we've been using. That one. There you go. That's the blue mandala. XIGC 13. And then we've got the floral, which is Rosie's favourite. Really stunning colours in there. That burnt orange and pink just really works in there with that navy. You've got a lime green going through there as well. It's all those zesty summer colours coming through. So it's the whole kit that you're getting, 2.5 metres of fabric. You get the pattern, you get the instructions, you get the elastic, you get the ribbon, all in there. And then this is the last one. This has been most popular, which is the peacocks. So this is the one that we've had the PJ bottoms already made in. Don't they look comfy? Comfy but light. That's good. AVGC 51. There's a pocket on the other side as well. But it's just so comfy. So comfy.
I live in pyjamas at home.
Beautiful. Beautiful. There's a lot of fabric. That's what I can't get over here, is just how much fabric there is going on. Love it. Love it. Okay, so ironing around. Firstly, that 0.5 centimetre turn, and then into another inch.
Yes.
Opening up, ironing open those seams.
Yeah, so I should have ironed them out as I went, but I haven't been doing that. So I'm just doing that now. Yeah, and if you wanted to finish those seams as well, you could pink them, or if you've got an overlocker, just to make them even more hard wearing.
Excellent. So this was a pattern that you and Hannah made yourselves, is
Yep.
that right?
Yeah, we designed the pattern ourselves. It's sort of a combination of our favourite pyjama patterns. It's got like a tapered leg, it doesn't have a separate waistband piece. And
so comfort but style,
yes.
all at the same time.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so I think I've done that. If you can see, so I'm going to be stitching it from the inside, but first I've got to make some buttonholes because we're going to do the elastic and the ribbon through buttonholes instead of leaving a gap in the waistband. Yeah.
Right.
So on the front, where's the pocket? There. So this bit is the front, and I folded it over first just so I could make sure the buttonholes were going to be in the right place.
Right, okay.
So I'm going to put 2 buttonholes there and there.
There and there.
Yep.
Okay. How do we do this then?
With the buttonhole foot.
We've had someone email in and say you could make shorts pyjamas out of this, and then you can get 2 out of 1 kit.
Definitely, yeah. At least, probably.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Make for your whole family.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the buttonhole foot and the buttonhole setting. There's a few on this one. We're going to go for just a normal straight buttonhole, which is number 6.
So if you're putting in a button, make sure you put the button into your buttonhole maker foot, if you will, because otherwise it's not going to work. Now, you don't go through both layers,
No, so I'm just opening it up. So I did the fold first just so I can make sure that the button wasn't going to be sort of over the fold. So I'm going to position the fabric so it's just going to do the buttonhole there. And we're going to do about 1.5 centimetres away from that centre seam.
Because this is the thing, isn't it, as well? Because I always have to do a tester buttonhole first, because I can never remember if it starts at the base of my buttonhole or the top. Mine at home now, I do now remember, starts at the base.
I think
you have
most
to move
do.
it away.
You can, yeah, it's definitely a good idea to do a tester one though. I did a tester one before we came on air, so I know it's on the bottom.
2.5 metres of fabric you're getting here. You're not going to use all of that. No way, no how are you going to use all of that. So you're going to have a lot of this gorgeous fabric left over. Now, I'm just thinking of other things. Maybe you want to make yourself a laptop cover or an iPad cover so that you've got that matching with your PJs.
Yep. Makeup bag.
Yeah. Oh yeah, makeup bag. So when you're going away, you're all coordinated.
Yeah. A whole like travel kit.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
So all these things possible once you've got that fabric with what you've left over. You're getting 20 metres of ribbon. That's a lot of ribbon. You could make a little drawstring bag, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, you could make a pyjama drawstring bag. But you've got that option. You've got all of those options. How do you use a whole length of ribbon all the way around the waist?
Yeah, well, you can do that, which is what I did on those ones, or you can just put it through the buttonholes at the front, which is what's in the instructions. So it's up to you, basically. If you put it all the way around, it gives a bit more like flexibility to sort of tighten it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just decoration, but either's fine. Just doing the second buttonhole.
If you don't have a buttonhole foot on your machine, what do you do?
You wouldn't be able to put the ribbon in, although you could just stitch on a bow. But you would just leave a gap when you stitch around your waistband, and you'd thread the elastic through that and then stitch it shut afterwards, which is what a lot of pyjamas do.
I guess you could just make a slit and just sew
stitch around it, yeah.
like, you know, in ye oldie days.
Yeah. Make your own buttonhole.
My grandmother, she used to love a sewing machine. She was a seamstress, but she hated the fact her machine back in the day didn't have a buttonhole, and she dreamt of a day when sewing machines had a buttonhole.
It is so easy.
Yeah, this would have been absolutely perfect.
I've just made 2 summer dresses that have buttons all the way down the front.
Oh.
So I've got used to doing them now. So I'm just seam ripping out the centres. You have to be careful not to cut through the stitches.
Yeah, you can always put a pin across the top so that even if you do slip, it's not going to go through.
But that's the buttonholes done. Really
Lovely.
easy. So now we can just stitch around the waistband. So
And off we go. Christine's asked a question. What? Do the pyjamas sit on the waist or the hips?
Sort of between.
In between?
Yeah. There's enough room in the crotch to like put them up on the waist, but equally you can tighten them and wear them lower.
Entirely up to you then, basically, as to where you wish to wear them. So I guess that's going to be dependent as to how much elastic you put through as well.
Yeah, and how
So if
tight
you
you
want
do them.
it up in the waist, then put less elastic in. Very good.
Just putting my normal foot back on because that would be tricky.
That would be tricky with a buttonhole maker, yes.
And you stitch all the way around the waistband now, so you don't need to leave a gap for your elastic because you're going to thread it through those buttonholes.
Oh, of course, yes. Oh, that's great. Brilliant. We've got 3 different options in terms of fabric for you. Would you like to see? The one that we've been working with is the mandala. This is the favourite at the moment. This is your peacocks. You said penguins. Different bird, begins with a P. But let me show you. These are the ones that we had made out of them. Loving these. Beautiful. So these are the pyjamas, a slightly tapered leg, very flattering. Pocket there. Now, you get the pattern. It comes in small, medium and large. If you wish to make them wider, I like a really roomy pyjama leg. So I would probably make these a little bit wider. Though actually they do look, yeah, they're looking good. And it's that dreamy fabric. It's so beautiful. You've got that light blue, you've got navy blue in there, you've got the zesty lime green in there, you've got the citrusy orange, and it's sort of fruity inspired things. So that raspberry red and that lighter pink in there. So it is a complete riot of colour in this fabric. It's a light cotton, so it's very, very breathable for summer. Lovely. And there's your pockets there. And you see, this is your ribbon here, getting 20 metres of ribbon, so you get plenty. And there's your buttonhole there. So it's elasticated, but with that ribbon as well. So if you want that extra support, then you've got that there. Beautiful. I like. We've got another option. Let's take a look at that as well. Ah, nice. So this is your butterflies, and again $39.95 on the butterflies. Go and have a look on the website. They're all underneath where we're live on the website. Underneath is kind of your quick shopping list, everything that we've seen on the show. Or give our customer services a call. That's always free to do so. 0800 112 4433. Is that it? Snipped around and done?
Yep, so that's the sewing bit of it done. So now we just need to actually put the elastic
How do we hem
through.
them?
Is
that afterwards? Okay, good stuff. So as you can see here already, like much bigger than I need, hence the elastic's going to be comfy, going to be roomy. That's what I like. Oh yeah, so you could, if you know that you're going to be washing and wearing these a lot, you could just do a zigzag stitch on these hems here. You can do all that, pinking, shear them. My pyjamas, wash and wear, wash and wear, wash and wear all the time. They have a very hard life. So it's finding those little things, isn't it, to just increase longevity. There you go. We should have given you a bodkin, but I think they might be out of stock at the minute.
It sounds like a made-up word.
I don't know if we've got any here. I don't know if we could get floor manager Amy in with a bodkin to show you.
Yeah.
They come in a little package. It's just a little metal thing, and you just slide the elastic through it.
Yeah.
And then it will go easy to thread all the way through.
I usually use a safety pin, but I can't actually see mine anywhere. So this might take a bit longer.
Let me see. Hang on. We've got a sewing kit over there. Wait there.
Oh, yeah?
I'll go and get you one. Let's have a look and see if we've got any safety pin. There we go. There's a safety pin in there for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
They see our sewing quarter kits. Actually, do you know what? I think this is still the case. I think we're still giving these away. For anyone that's given their first order and it's over £10, then you'll get a little free sewing kit, which we've just proved today. Very handy to have close to hand. Awesome. Do you want, there you go. That's what it looks like. But obviously with other stuff in, because I've just taken bits out. Nice.
Okay, so I've just attached the safety pin onto the end of the elastic. Apparently you can use bodkin.
Yes. I didn't know what bodkin was until I came here. It was Sammy Claridge that introduced me to my first bodkin.
We know Sammy. And then I'm just threading it through all the way around the waistband, through one of those buttonholes. It doesn't matter which one. The only tricky bit is when you get to one of the seams, because you kind of have to wiggle it to get through.
Yeah.
It's generally okay. You can kind of make a little gap.
Make a little tunnel for it to get through.
She says.
Yeah.
I think it's through.
But round you go. How do you know how much elastic to use?
I do it all the way through, just like loosely, and then pull it tight afterwards. But before you put it through, you can just measure it around your waist and see how much you want.
And then is there a rule of thumb for how, because obviously if you just do it, there needs to be a bit of elastic to it.
If you're making them for someone else, a good rule is to like take off 1/3 of their waist measurement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if you're just doing it for yourself, just pull it as tight as you want.
As you want. Perfect. This is great. My son gets through pyjamas like quicker than quickety-quick. So to know how easy pyjamas are to make and just whiz them up, an absolute treat. Quick and easy, job done. But I think these are going to be very flattering ones because it's got that slight taper. Let me show you again. Has Hannah tried these on?
Not yet.
I was going to say we should have had her modelling them. But here they are, super cool and comfy. That's what you want, isn't it? You've got that pretty ribbon there, just giving it that little feminine touch. And then tapered leg, beautiful fabric. Just works, doesn't it? Absolutely works a treat. This is your perfect pyjama. Nice, relaxed, cool, but vibrant. Lovely. Wow. They're just happy pyjamas, aren't they?
They are.
I reckon you could do a bit of yoga in that.
Definitely.
Yes.
Roomy crotch.
Yes. A good roomy crotch, always good for yoga. Absolutely. We're going to pop that back on there. With a pocket as well for your phone. Perfect. So this has probably been the most fiddly bit, actually.
Yeah, it is the hardest
bit.
Through
the
elastic, yeah. But the buttonholes make it easier than having to sort of stitch back down the elastic waistband afterwards.
Now, because you're working from a very easy, simple pattern, if, like me, you're going to want to add a bit of length in the leg, that's really easy to do as well. Does this doesn't have turn-ups at the bottom, does it? Just a simple hem at the bottom?
Yeah.
So very easy, quick make. I mean, we've made these, with the cutting out had been done beforehand, but otherwise everything has been done in less than an hour.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
Super speed.
Yeah, but it really is.
It is
you know,
really
to think
easy.
that you could make these very, very quickly. Maybe you're going on holiday, you want to have some fun pyjamas to take away on holiday, or you're going to stay somewhere. Job done. Lovely.
So the elastic, you want them both to come out of the same buttonhole.
Do you know what? I
With
wouldn't have done that. It's one of those things that as you did it, I was
It's
like,
not
oh, no, of
intuitive.
course
Yeah.
you need to do that. Yes.
And you just pull them out, and then you can kind of adjust it to the size that you want. I'm going to do it about there. And make sure you've got both ends so you don't lose one back in there. But you're going to pin them overlapping.
All right, okay.
So if you kind of work out. So like that, so it creates like a loop, not like a bit sticking out. And we're just going to go over that line a couple of times just to secure it.
Oh, okay. Do you sort of stretch it as you stitch it?
No, you want this to be just completely not stretched.
Okay. So just forwards and back and that over that.
Yeah.
There. Thank you ever so much for everyone getting in touch today. It's always good to hear from you. Lots of you loving this Dashwood fabric. I mean, it's so pretty.
I'm just trimming that length of elastic off now, so
Okay.
you've only got that loop, and you can just kind of wiggle it into the waistband.
It's lost then, isn't it?
It's
gone,
lost.
it's done.
Yeah, and it's all just in there. You can't see it.
The hardest time for me to ever find pyjamas, apart from the leg length issue, which is an ongoing thing for me, but actually was when I was pregnant.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, constantly growing. So actually something like that, if you make it roomy around the waist, and then if you keep it as a knot, then as you get bigger, you can change it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then that saves you having to buy 8 million pairs of pyjamas, as happens.
So I'm doing the same thing now with the ribbon.
Okay.
So I'm going to do my ribbon all the way around the waist, but you could just do it out the front two buttonholes.
Okay.
Or should I just do that?
Can we show the hemming of the,
Yeah.
and then we've done how you wish to do the ribbon at the front is then entirely up to
Okay.
you. But I think I'd really like to see a quick hem of a trouser leg.
So I'm just going to iron it, like I just did a 1 centimetre and another centimetre turn up, just to make it really easy.
It means it's not going to unravel, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And this is really important here because I don't know about you, but me, PJs, wash and wear, wash and wear.
So I'm just going to iron that up.
Yeah, no, you do that. So ironing that seam open and then rolling that hem.
Yeah, by 1 and 1 centimetre. If you wanted to make them a bit shorter, you could either trim them off first or just do a bit of a bigger hem.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? You know, we have who said we have? Oh, lovely Janice that does the dressmaking. She got into dressmaking because of being shorter. So for her, you know, she has the opposite problem to me. In fact, we should probably just buy the same pair of pyjamas and then I'll have what she's got left over and it'll be the perfect match. But otherwise, make your own. That's the joy of it, isn't it? You get these amazing... I've not seen on the high street any colours as gorgeous in this as this in pyjamas. Just haven't.
You can't buy as good as you can make. Always.
No, well, you can't because it's made for you,
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
it? It's that comfort knowing that it's absolutely made for you. And that's the beauty of it. And then if you want to have matching, or there's a thing of when you've got a pyjama and it's the most comfy pyjama that you've ever had and then you wish you'd bought 2 pairs. Yeah. Just make them. Just make them. And this is it. When it comes down to winter, you can just make them in a different fabric. Mm-hmm. In a heavier weight fabric or a brushed cotton or something.
You can get season special ones.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Nice.
Happy Easter.
Nice. Yes. A pyjama for all seasons.
Exactly.
This one, of course, perfect for that spring, summer. And actually, with those oranges, it's going to take you into autumn as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like Indian summer, isn't it?
Really beautiful. Okay,
so I'm going to sew this. Just take the tray off to make it a bit easier.
And again, is this just a straight stitch?
Yep, just a straight stitch.
And if you've got this function on your machine where you can just, you just take off the
tray thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it really easy to do
the
small
extension table,
there.
yeah. And then you've just got that sleeve sort of size there to go through. Now you started on the seam. Does that just give you a point to aim back to?
Yeah, and also because you're going to backstitch at both ends, so it's going to have like a bit more thread, so you'll be able to see it a little bit more. So in the seam, it kind of hides it a bit.
Now, the other thing to mention, of course, is to wash your fabric when you get it home. Pop it through a cool wash, just wash it, so then if there's any shrinkage, because it's a cotton, all fabrics will shrink the first time they're washed. If there is any there, that would be awful, wouldn't it, if you made your pyjamas and then you washed them and they shrunk, and they didn't have that fit. So do make sure that you just wash your fabric, iron it, and then get going on it. That would be my top tip. We are nearly out of time. Yeah, we've got a minute and a half left.
Got pretty close.
That is it. Really impressed. Yeah, I think that's the furthest we've ever got on the old PJs. But it just goes to show, doesn't it, in an hour, the only thing that we had pre-done was the cutting. That was it.
And you cut like another evening and then just sew them when you feel like it. Yeah. That's what I normally do.
Have them all ready.
Yeah.
Ready to go. And there they are. Look at that. Comfy, cosy, good to go with pocket in the back. That's perfect. There's your pocket. There's your PJ. I'm expecting to go into the green room after we're finished and find you and Hannah just lounging around in these fresh new PJs, but in a lovely lightweight cotton, which is perfect for spring and summer. And yeah, would I do the school run in those? Yes, I would. I think they're lovely. I don't think they have to be just for PJs.
No, I don't.
I think they're really good. I like that an awful lot. Rosie, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Anybody that's obviously near barges in London, look out for fancy PJs blowing in the wind, and you'll know it's probably something to do with the new craft house. Thank you. When will we see you soon?
We'll be back soon, yeah, I'm sure.
Yes, soon. But thank you ever so much. Yes, we will see you soon, and we will see you in just a moment, where is our book club here at Sewing Quarter. Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
There are many ways you can watch Sewing Quarter. We are live every day on Freeview Channel 78 and online at sewingquarter.com from 8 a.m. till 12 noon. But if you've missed a show, don't worry. There are two easy ways to catch up. The first is through our website, www.sewingquarter.com, where we repeat that morning's shows throughout the day. On the homepage, you'll see our video stream. Click on the video to hear sound and see a list of the products that we have shown in that day's shows. The second way to catch up is on our YouTube channel. All our shows are kept on YouTube, so if you buy a product and want to see the demonstration again, you can. Go to www.youtube.com/Sewing Quarter, where you'll find all our shows listed by date. Select your preferred date, then, using the description beneath the video, jump to the hour you want to watch. Then you can pause, rewind, play, and skip your way to the bits that you want to watch again. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. Join us for our second Facebook Live event with Lucy Brennan on the 20th of April at 12:30 p.m. Lucy Brennan comes from a family of quilters and started making and selling scrunchies to her schoolmates at just 6 years old. Lucy is super busy as she now runs a blog as well as teaching sewing and quilting classes and bringing her passion to us at Sewing Quarter with wonderful projects and inspirational techniques. So, join the conversation by logging on to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Sewing Quarter and put your questions live to Lucy on Thursday, the 20th of April at 12:30 p.m.
Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433. email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @sewingquarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air.
Follow us on Twitter for more inspiration, top tips, news, and share your own creations with us.
Welcome back. I'm joined this hour by Rebecca Reid. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Now, you are the technical editor for Simply Sewing
I am,
magazine.
yes.
You contribute to Mollie Makes magazine.
I
It
do.
is our Mollie Makes takeover day, and these are books that Mollie Make think.
Yes, these
Spot
are
on.
sort of a small selection that go across the board of the sort of things they do and the kind of thing that will help sewers, whatever magazine you read, Mollie Makes, Simply Sewing, or any magazine.
It's
But
perfect.
They're the books that I like. So there we are. So therefore we're talking about them.
Therefore, they're on the show.
Because I like them.
The end. Now, lots of you trying to get hold of the Mollie Makes offer that we've got for you today, which is when you subscribe, getting 3 for £3.
That's a
Great,
right.
it's a cracking off. It's
pound.
83%.
A pound for a
I know.
magazine. That's half a coffee.
83% saving.
Amazing. Amazing. You just got to do it. You can't not do it.
Be rude.
It'd be rude not to.
Very rude not to. But lots of you trying to take advantage of this offer. Head to the website. There's on the right side of the page, there's the little thing that just spins around different pictures. It comes round to the Mollie Makes. Click on that, and then down to that bit there that's flashing there, because producer Paul's making it flash. Go on to that bit. He's hovering on it with his mouse. Now, without further ado, one of our favourites here, the A to Z of sewing. This is what it looks like when you haven't been...
Yeah, when you haven't stuck little bits of paper in it like what I have.
Really useful. We are all in agreement that every sewing room should have an A to Z of sewing. It's got things in there that you didn't even know that you needed. It's got 180 different sewing techniques in there.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I've been sewing for clearly a very long time, and I sew clearly because that's what I do, and I sew for my job. And I sew for my hobby.
And for pleasure too.
And for pleasure.
This is a love.
But it's my pleasure, but it's also my job as well. But I learned a lot from this book.
Really?
Yes, there was a lot, and I would buy it. In fact, I might even steal it, for just shove it under my coat on the way out, because it's just a lovely book. And what I like, not only the content. Do I need to turn it round so you can see it?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Is the way it's all laid out. So I'll talk about the content in a minute, but what is lovely is that the way that everything is explained, sometimes it's in photographs, walk-through photographs, and sometimes it's in diagrams, because when you... Oh, if I want now. When you do some sewing, diagrams work better than photographs. And they've chosen in this book, like for example here, you see how these are photos and that's a diagram?
Yeah, because it's easier to
and
demonstrate.
so they've chosen the best way to show you something. And then peppered throughout the book are lots of little hints and tips. And that's where I learnt a lot. Things where you think, oh, I didn't know you. I didn't know you could do that. Why you do that? Amazing.
Ah.
You know, and just little things. So if we start at the beginning, one of my favourite things I like about this book is body measurements. Because not everybody knows how to measure themselves.
Do you know that's
does sound odd, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't, because what I always hear people say is, oh, you measure the fullest part of your body.
Yeah, and it's not always
But
like
it's
that.
not. It's not always.
When I was on Simply Sewing the other day, a girl from one of the other magazines was having a dress made for her for a bridesmaid's dress abroad, and she came to us and she tried everywhere to get herself measured. She'd been to several high street stores and nobody would measure her, and I said, well, I'll measure you, it's fine, because you know I know how to do it. And all of these measurements you need, and if you're dressmaking, there are certain measurements you need, and this book is really good, tells you how to do that.
You see, because this is it. If I went by the widest part, that for me, the widest part of me is there.
Yeah, now that's not necessarily the one you want.
No, that's not the measurement that I want, because otherwise it's really baggy where they
well,
think the
and
hip
things
measurement's
like
gonna
bust point, what is that? You know, and you need to know that if you're dressmaking, but it's the the measurement from your shoulder to the middle of your bust. That's very important. And that's also how you work out what cup size you are.
Can I just ask something really... Sorry, boys, they're going to be embarrassed by this. Is that whilst in a bra?
Yes. When you measure yourself, always wear the underwear that you will wear when you're going to wear the thing you're going to make. Now, obviously, you're not going to know that, are you?
Yes.
But in general, you know, if you always wear a slightly padded bra or one with wires or whatever, just wear that.
Okay.
And measure yourself in that, because there's no point in measuring without. But if you always wear a super padded bra, or you don't wear one with wires, then your shape will be different.
Yes. So wear what you
would normally wear. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And then this tells you, and I really like that, because that will make a big difference. Because if you haven't measured yourself right, how on earth do you know? Because what we have sometimes with dress patterns is people phone and go, well, I'm not a size 14. I go, it actually doesn't matter what size you are. What matters is what it says on the back of the pattern envelope.
Yeah.
So if it says you're a 36-inch bust, doesn't matter what that's called, whether it's called a size 14 or an elephant, does it? Or anything.
Yeah.
It's what the measurements are. So don't...
It's just a number, don't get hung up on it.
Don't hang up on the size, it doesn't matter.
But just make sure that the measurement is correct. And that's what this book is helping you with all the way through. This is... Well, to manage to cram over 180 techniques. And as Beck said, photographic in there as well for you step-by-steps, but where needed, those drawn elements as well, just to really make the point.
So the beginning of the book takes you through the basic things like how to read a dress pattern, etc., etc. Troubleshooting, how to do things, and then it goes alphabetically, which confused me to start with. I thought, oh, fancy starting with a plique. And then realised it was alphabetical.
Why would you do... Well, the hints in the name, A to Z.
Clearly hadn't thought about it. I thought, I want to start with a plique. That's a bit complicated.
It took me a moment as well, because I did exactly the same and thought, crikey, we're going straight diving
into a
in
plique.
there with a bit of a plique. It's the A to Z.
Yes. So this is another one I loved. This, again, where things you know, binding, how to cut binding properly. What is the bias? Why do you cut it on the bias?
Yeah.
You know, and some people would know, because if you cut it diagonally across the fabric, there's more stretch. But it tells you that.
The thing is, we try and cover this in our sessions here at the Sewing Quarter. But sometimes, you know, we might forget to tell you that, or it's just one of those things that we've covered a lot.
Yeah.
So, well, you know, sometimes we assume a knowledge. It's wrong of us. We shouldn't. But sometimes we do. And this is great for you to just go, oh, why?
There's a lovely technique about how to cut. This is what I liked about this page, how to cut continuous bias. So the way that you fold it, and then you just cut it, and then you end up with a really, really long strip. So you join it all together, then you cut it. What a great tip.
Perfect.
Love that. Buttonholes. Now, you know, you think I've been sewing this long. Do I really need to know how to sew on a button? Well, this is brilliant. It tells you, you know, put a little matchstick in, because then if you don't have a button with a shank, you put the matchstick in, sew it on, and then there's a little bit of loose thread between the button fabric. Wind it round.
I've learned that since being here.
It's brilliant.
And it makes such a difference to your buttons.
And look, you know, they show you flat, but they also show you on the side you can see the point. It makes so that's a great tip. Love that one.
Right, one more top tip.
One more
we're going to move
top.
on to the next book.
Darts. I liked darts, but
not the game.
This understitching, top stitching, and edge stitching. Something on the magazine people always say. What's the difference between them? Why do you use them? And this explains it brilliantly.
Excellent.
So, this I would.
Because it is one of those things, it's understitching,
what
top
is that?
stitching,
And it explains it, and
difference?
glossary of terms. It's not an index. It tells you exactly what all these terms are. So when you see it on a dress pattern or in some instructions, go, that's what it is. So honestly, this is a must.
It's the A to Z of sewing. We think it's basically a manual.
Beginners,
you should have it.
Experts.
Yeah, well, that's just it.
Yeah.
I would have pinned you on expert.
It's really good.
And yet you've learnt.
Yeah.
You've learnt from this. So a great gift as well for anybody that you knows that sews, because... You knows that sews?
You knows that sews. I knows lots of people that sews.
We knows lots of people that sews here too. For £12.95, that's a great gift. FQSP42. Now, before we see Tilda, we're headed that way in a minute.
Yes, we're on to Tilda.
In your first hour, you brought us a makeup bag kit.
I did.
There are a handful left.
Yes, where has it gone?
So if you are after that and you missed out earlier, or you didn't take a note of anything that you needed to, then LCGC15. Check out your baskets, £22.95. I do not want you missing out on it. Cracking value. Now.
The one behind the cage. So now going from sort of very expert tips to general sewing, I went for a feel-good book. Now, I've always loved the Tilda books, always, 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 just because they're like a coffee table book. They're beautiful, the photography's beautiful.
She said it, not me. They always take the mick out of me
but it is. I would put that on my table.
Well, you would, because it's
people
aspirational.
People would say, oh, that's nice. Where did you get that? You know, and you can just flick through it, and it's beautifully written. But not only that, there's some great projects in it.
There are.
I like her style, but everyone likes the Scandi style, don't they? Everyone loves a bit of Scandinavian.
Doesn't.
I know, it's just
doesn't
gorgeous,
have a
isn't
spot
it?
of Scandi. Let me pop
the
the
snail
snail.
back.
There's the reason that he's there. We'll come to him in a minute. This has got a pliqué pig in.
It's just great,
Love
isn't
a
it?
pliqué pig. We haven't made a pliqué pig yet.
We should make
Homemade
him.
and happy. Ali taught me how to say her name.
Is it tuna or tuna?
Tuna.
Tuna, like
You've got to
tuna.
sound like you're a
Tuna
gangster
fadanga.
and talking about fish.
Right, tuna. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And this book is, it's called Homemade and Happy. It's got a lot of Christmas things in because it's that time of the year, but it's also, there's a sewing room section and animals. It's sort of a very cosy book.
it.
So it's ideal. I mean, you can use it all year round. It's also great to have now. You can start thinking about your Christmas stitching. I know it's only April, but it seems mad, doesn't it?
It's got the beautiful patchwork quilt in
It's
that
got, but
gorgeous
also
patchwork
it's got a lovely
quilt.
sewing room section. So it's kind of a bit of everything.
That's my aspirational sewing room.
Yes, it is lovely. So
It's also got the dolls as well in here.
at the beginning of the book, it explains a lot of the techniques that are used, which is really lovely because it explains it in quite a nice way. So a pliqué is used quite a lot, stuffing things, and that's the sort of the starting section.
And how to make the faces of the
Yeah.
dolls that she uses throughout this.
So although the photography, let's find some lovely pictures.
Oh,
is,
yes.
Do I hold that up? Can you see that better?
That is actually her own log cabin.
It is. I
Yeah.
mean, and it is stunning. So this is the coffee table bit. But when you get to the beginning...
It's like a Homes and Gardens magazine,
is.
isn't it? It's just beautiful. The photography is exquisite.
Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? But it's also very technical as well with instructions. So I just showed you there. I've got to find my little bits of paper.
I love the owls.
Well, that was one of the... I had...
They're
all in there, but they've been folded out of the way. Now look at this. Pigs. Appliqued pigs with button wheels.
This makes me so happy. Let me just fold so that you can see. It shows you how to do the twirly-whirly
And you can
tails.
tell, you know, from something like this, it doesn't require a lot of fabric. It'll be something you've got in your stash, a bit of plain solid, a little bit of applique.
This could be something left over from a Tilda scrap, appliqued on.
Easily. And in this book, at the end of the book, are the templates for everything, and they're full size. No enlarging photocopying required.
Let me show
they're all
you
full
that at the
size,
back.
which is fab, isn't it?
They're all in here. A lot, if you're going for this already, please, can I just make you aware, we don't have a huge stock of this today. We wanted to bring it because it is one of our favourite books, and we do love it an awful lot. Where's the sewing room section?
Ah, yes, well, that's lovely.
Because that's the beautiful bit, and it gives you lots of different things for your sewing room.
Yeah.
There it is.
But I just
just gone
need...
past it.
Yeah, I know, because I just want to...
You found something else, haven't
Well,
you?
there was one that... Oh, I won't be able to find it now, because all my little things have gone. I'll find it in a minute. The sewing room section, and it's called Angel's Sewing Room, something like that. But you can make these angels, but also these sewing machines. Look at that.
Oh, exquisite.
Who wouldn't want a fabric sewing machine?
Pincushion, perfect.
Perfect. And then these are just glorious. If you wanted to do... look, you buy or find a little vintage teacup, and then using tiny little fabric scraps, bit of English paper piecing, you make a pincushion.
This is the beautiful thing about it, isn't it?
gorgeous.
It is that shabby chic feel. So what we've done for you today is we've got the book. That's $13.95. Details are ROSP20. We've got a little bit of Tilda fabric for you. So this is your autumn tree fat quarter pack. You get 3 fat quarters there out of your autumn tree. You see, I do like that 3 fat quarter bundle because also I think we've got the snails out of another of the books, but you see, you can make all sorts with your fat quarters, can't you? 3 fat quarters in there for $13.95. We love Tilda here. Hands
That's
up,
the
it's one of my absolute favourite
Owls.
designs. Yeah, we'll show that in just one moment. For me, I can't waste any
Well, in
at
this
all.
book, it shows you how to use lots of the little scraps of all of
Absolutely.
these fabrics, so you would use all of it.
But if you've never tried Tilda, you go, what is the fuss about? What is it? Try something like this. Get your 3 fat quarters, $13.95, and try it, because the quality of the fabric is just exquisite. The quality of the print is gorgeous. The colourways are absolutely exceptional. This was where I started off with Tilda, with this fabric, but in the blue. So it was in that colour, but in the blue. And I've got cushions in that, and it just
And that's how you
absolutely
recreate
beautiful.
this look, is those fabrics are the colours that recreate
those
it.
fabrics. But here's the thing, because you mentioned the teacups, that was where I got onto that, because we've also got for you, come here, so that you can make your teacup pin cushions. We've got the mini flower patchworks. Now you get 196 pieces on here, so that you can make your mini flowers. Now this is for your English paper piecing, so as Beck said, save every single one of those
just little scraps and things, and join them all together. And and if you're doing something like crafting for your summer fete or your school fair or something, I mean, what a lovely gift to make.
Perfect.
Tiny piece of fabric, old cup. If you buy a pack of these, some of the fabric, you could make loads and loads and loads of them.
Well, you could. So it makes 28 patchworks. You're getting 196 pieces in there. Practically a whole garden, quite frankly.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is
flowers.
a lovely thing.
And then you just stuff them in your teacup.
Yeah.
Stuff them. Get some of our toy stuffing, our toy wadding. Job done.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. That shabby chic feel. Absolutely beautiful.
But these fabrics are what they recreate
It's
that whole
what
look.
makes it.
You
isn't
don't
it?
have
It's
to
the
think about the
tone
colour
of
then.
it. It's the colour of it. As you've just grabbed that, let me just also show you this. This is also where I started patchworking, was with a charm pack, so that everything was cut out for me. We've already discussed my wobbly cutting on several occasions. Now here you get 42 pre-cut squares, so perfect for your patchworking. So when you see, let me just start to go through these. Actually, I'm going to show you. Don't worry, I'll put it back. Tilda is different to every other company that I've come across, certainly here. If you just want to chain your patchwork pieces together, take the top piece and put it on the bottom, like that. And then you're ready to go, because look, they are right sides together. So you literally just
Which is
start
just so makes it
and
so
just
much
chain.
easier.
And so you just, and then the next ones, they're right sides together. But you see, look how it's done, so that they really do work.
Because sometimes people do have an
together.
issue that they think, well, I want to recreate that look, but I don't know how to choose the fabrics for it. That's often the hardest thing. But, if you just buy a charm pack or a little bundle, easy.
All my patchwork at home is Tilda.
It's really
I can't
lovely.
help it, it's beautiful. And then you see, once you've got a patchwork and you've got a few left over or whatever, then suddenly you've got enough for a bag. Something like that. Or, you just use one of those little pocket squares as a pocket.
And there's lots of projects in here using tiny scraps of little bits of pieces.
Yep, perfect.
So this is very good value in that there's a lot in it.
Yes.
Keep you going forever.
So
and
if
on
you
the table.
want 42 pieces of your charm pack there in the beautiful autumn tree, is $16.95. It gives you the taste, it gives you the feel without having to buy loads and loads and loads. It's there for you. So PYGQ61. What's that, sorry, producer Paul? We've had a message from the one and only John Scott. He can't keep away, can he?
He said he was going to watch our book show.
He says, has he missed the pin selection?
No,
not yet.
No,
Coming on to pins
That'll
later,
be soon.
don't you worry.
Don't worry.
Didn't know there was so much to pins. No idea so much to pins. We'll get on to pins in a minute. So whether you're getting your English paper piecing pieces, whether you're getting your fabric, whether you're getting your fat quarters, whether you're just getting the inspiration from the book, to be able, and you start to get that feel, that finish. Beautiful. It's all Tilda and it's all beautiful, and it starts with the book, $13.95, ROSP20. I need that pig in my life.
I know, he's so lovely.
He's
we will
very
have to make
lovely.
him on air sometime,
We
won't
will,
we? Because we've got a really nice, solid neutral that would go with that, actually.
There you go. We're already programming new shows as we speak.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go and have a look over there. What's next up?
Well, we're going to go back to a little bit of dressmaking.
Oh, now.
Now, I
Here we go.
have to take
Let me
those
move
out of
these
the
over
way.
here.
Now, this book I looked at it to start with and thought, oh, that looks daunting. Pattern making templates for skirts and dresses. Lord, that sounds complicated.
Hang on, no, but you're a dressmaker. How can that be daunting
well,
for you?
Well, because I think, oh, I don't want to do that. I want to just get a pattern and cut it out. But it's brilliant. I hadn't realised that this was possible. And this book is really good value for money, which I'll explain in a minute.
All you need to design, adapt and customise your clothes.
Because
That's
if you think about...
a big statement to make. Let's just think about what she's saying there. All you need to design and adapt and customise.
Well, if you think about it, why do people get into dressmaking?
Because they're funny shapes like me.
Mostly, yeah, it's because they can't find the clothes that fit them because they're a funny shape.
Yes.
Or they can't find clothes in the right fabric because they like something particular. Or because they want to be individual. They want to get something of their own.
Yes.
That's why.
Yes.
You know, and also I get, you know, and the joy of dressmaking and knowing it's good quality. And I think that people get very disillusioned. They buy themselves a pattern, they cut it all out, they put it on, and it doesn't actually fit because we're not standard, are we? Sadly, we're not standard people. We've all, you know, we might be a size 12, but then we've got 14 hips or a 10 bust, you know. And this book's amazing because what it makes you do is it makes you measure yourself, and then it has charts to tell you what your size is.
Right.
So it gives you, there is a very basic chart in it.
I love this.
I love that dress, that's gorgeous, isn't it?
I need somewhere to go now for that.
So it gives you the very basic measuring chart, and when you've, which I can't find now, and when you've measured yourself, you then download a block, okay? And a block is a basic pattern that you make that fits you.
What?
Yeah, really odd. So on the corner of each of the pages are these Q code things which you can scan with your phone.
Yes.
And download
QR codes, yeah.
But if you don't have that, it's also got the web address.
Okay, all right.
So you download your pattern. Once you've worked out what size you are, and there's a little chart that tells you, you download your pattern onto A4 sheets, print it, stick it all together, print it out, and that's your block.
And that will fit you?
Well, then it explains what you do with your block. You use that block to cut it out from just any old rubbishy fabric, old sheet, bit of muslin, whatever. I mean, they're called toiles in the UK, or muslins in the US. So you make this, and
to you and me, an old bed sheet.
Yeah.
good.
But then so with your block pattern, you then make this that fits you. It then tells you how to customise it to fit you exactly. So although you've worked out your size, you're still, you know, these are split into sort of maybe 14 different sizes. There's still going to be little adjustments you need to make. You know, because did you know that all dress patterns and clothes for that matter are made for a B cup?
Are they?
Yes. So if you are anything but a B cup, it will never fit properly.
Well, that's not happening, is it?
So they're all made to a B cup because that's average.
Is it?
Yes, a B cup. Well, yes, but sometimes they're not really, are they? But that's historically.
Yeah, historically they were. Probably back in
yes,
like the
I doubt very much
1940s after the war with rationing. When
I doubt it is anymore. So if you've got anything more than that, then you're always going to be a little bit tight across here. So it teaches you things like how to do a full bust adjustment or a small bust adjustment if you're below a B cup. And I know this is sounding really complicated, but I've read it and it works. It makes sense. Once you've then created this toile, muslin block, you make a pattern, a paper pattern from that, and that's it. That's your pattern.
That's you.
That's you. So long as you don't ever put any weight or lose any or grow.
But if you do,
you'd make another one.
Just make another one. This is the perfect
so you've got
thing.
this book, but all of these free things.
Amazing.
Loving
I like
it.
a free thing. £11.95 for the book. Is that it?
So if you're at the stage where you started dressmaking, or you're thinking, well, what's the point because it might not fit me, this is the book to have. Once you've then made your toile, there's a brilliant section checking the fit. So you go through this checklist. Is it in the right place? Does the neckline fit smoothly? Do the shoulder seams match? Are the armholes comfortable? You know, sometimes when they're a bit tight around here, you know, and it sort of digs in. All of those things. Is the bust point at the apex? That's important. You know, where the darts are, do the darts actually sit in the right place? And if any of those things aren't right, it tells you how to fix them.
And again, wearing the underwear you're going to be wearing when you're wearing the outfit.
So once you've made your block, and you've made it, then there's loads of patterns that you can make with it.
Oh, really?
So now you've made your block, which is a dress, basically. Now you think, right, I want to make a pencil skirt. Brilliant. So it tells you, take in your block, what you need to do with your pencil skirt. It needs a little bit of narrowing. But say you wanted to make an A-line skirt on the next page. There.
Nice.
It tells you, take your block, but just add these V's in.
That fits.
And then that gives you the little flare.
Hang on, what's on the next page? I'm thinking day at the races or a wedding, something like that.
Skirt. If anyone watched the Sewing Bee, they were always going on about them and nobody ever knew what they were.
What was it? What was it?
Oh, these go days, these little V-shaped things that go in with little flares. Inserts.
So hints, tips, inserts, but ultimately the perfect fit.
And things like pockets.
Brilliant.
There's one block you can download that's just pockets. So, you know, I've got lovely pockets in my dress, but isn't it annoying when you don't? And it tells you how to make a skirt and have the pockets in it, whether they're inseam ones or patch ones. Brilliant.
Perfect. What level is this?
Well, I would say this isn't, I mean, yeah, I guess if you've never dress made before, then great, because you don't know any better, do you? Just start with this. But I would say it's for someone who's done a bit of dressmaking and is feeling like, they don't always fit, but I don't know how to make it better.
Yeah, what am I doing wrong?
A disillusioned dressmaker, I'd say.
Oh, no.
Because it is really annoying. If you spent the money on the fabric and you've made it and it doesn't fit, but you don't know what to do about it, this is what you do about it.
And you know, I often hear a lot of you say, I've lost my mojo. You know,
Yeah.
they get inspired by shows, but you know, maybe you've lost your mojo, and this will really help. I'm looking at the wrap dress because
I highlighted that one because the wrap dress suits everybody.
Wrap dresses are so flattering, and I had one years and years before I got pregnant, and you know, since then nothing went back where it should. So you know, all the shapes different, and that wrap dress
just
doesn't fit. And I've been looking for a wrap dress that's going to be
so on here it shows you
show me
this cross-hashed bit. That's the extra you need to add for the wrap, and then there's extra little bits there. And do you know how you have a shop that you like where you buy clothes? You think that shop fits me.
Yes.
So I never shop there because they never fit me.
Yes.
And it's a bit like dress patterns. You can spend quite a long time finding the dress pattern that fits you. But if you have this book, you don't need to do that bit.
Do you know what? Prom dresses and
yeah, and I just think anyone could learn from this book. I mean, if you're inexperienced. So I've put together a few things that would be really useful with this
let's have a look at that. Let me give you the book details. $11.95. That is cracking value.
It's amazing, especially because of all this downloading.
All the downloadable stuff, content that you've got as well.
And you need the book to know those codes. You see.
Secret codes.
Secret codes.
IBSP29 gets you the book and the codes, secret codes. $11.95 for that. That's awesome.
It is.
Alice Pryor and now I want to say Lilia Pryor. Nice. Good job. Excellent. Now, to go with this,
love a circle skirt, is the French curve. Now, when you're drawing your block and you need to add all these extra bits in, drawing the straight lines is really easy with the ruler. But you need to draw curves sometimes, and you know you could try to do it freehand, but it's not the easiest thing.
Okay, so now this one
we've got
is
two
your
here.
metric.
One's metric, one's imperial. Depends what you prefer. I'm a metric person.
Now, what are we doing with this?
Well, this is when you need to draw a curve. So you lay it on your pattern paper when you've made your block, and if you think, well, I need a little bit more ease in the armhole, rather than trying to guess it and get it right, this means you can draw the smooth, correct, graduated curves. It has seam allowances printed on it as well.
Yes.
So that you can draw the extra, including the seam allowance. Because once you've drawn your block, which doesn't include seam allowances, you then have to add those on. This is a brilliant way to add on a curved seam allowance.
This has also got a bonus grading rule as well. So, for example, earlier we were talking about the pyjama bottoms, that I would want them longer. And Rosie said, well, just extend how much you want and then just grade.
Yeah.
There we go, grading ruler.
And that will do that. That will add seam allowances, things. It'll add a little bit of extra. If you're using a pattern that you love, but it's always a bit tight on the hips, buy one of those, because that's what you can add it on. And it's very hard to do that yourself accurately.
Yes.
So if you're a dressmaker who wants to adapt things slightly, this is what you need.
And this is your metric one. It's $10.95, invaluable. HDGQ83, but some of you work in Imperial, so we've got that as well. So, here we go. Exactly the same, but in inches.
And on the back, it gives you lovely diagrams of what you should use it for that say, look, if you want to, and this is exactly what the book is saying, if you want to decrease the waistline or increase the waistline.
Perfect.
Perfect. And then another couple of things that I chose, tape measures. Everyone needs a tape measure.
Oh, yes, there we go.
Now, these are two...
$9.95 for that.
well, these
now,
are two things This is the basic 150 centimetre tape measure, which is great because you don't have to roll it back up.
Right, OK, I'm going to slow you down for a moment there. So, what producer Paul's going, what's she gone on to now? Where is she?
I'm on tape measures now.
We're on the retractable tape measure. This is from Hemline. This goes out to 1.5 meters.
Yes.
I know, because I pulled it all the way out and then just went...
And sometimes they don't go back in if you pull it too hard.
No, it did. It went, no, I checked it. It did. So you've got inches on one side. You've got centimetres on the other. Now, 150 centimetres is 60 inches, so that's your conversion there. All in there. It's not too cumbersome and wide. You know, some tape measures just a bit too wide.
It's really nice. It's the thing, if you're buying anything, if you're buying any fabric or books or thread, just put one of these in your basket because everyone needs one. And I always cut through mine, I have to confess.
Do you?
The road to be cut, I've cut through so many.
Oh, really? £2.45, pop in your basket. KGGQ53, nice retractable
It's a really nice one. I would recommend that.
My one always gets I haven't got a retractable one. Well, I have now, but I didn't, and so it always gets wound up in everything in my work
Well,
box.
and then the problem is they don't lie as flat, so they don't work as well.
Okay, so then you've got to roll them up. Having said that, sometimes you do need that traditional.
Well, the reason though I've chosen this one is because it's 3 meters long.
Oh, super long.
See, and it is very annoying. I mean, with these, it's great. If you're measuring more than 3 meters, you can just measure 1.5 meters, put a pin in, and carry on. But when you're dressmaking, a 3 meter tape measure is wonderful.
Why?
Well, because it's more accurate, because you don't have to sort of measure it in 2 sections. You know, quite often you will be measuring more than 1.5 meters, particularly if you're measuring fabric that you've already got, and you think, oh, how wide is it, or how much have I got? It's just...
That's why you need
You need both. You need a quick one like that, a little one, but a 3 meter tape measure is really invaluable.
£1.95, it's less in the postage. Pop it in your basket.
Yeah.
OKGQ80.
And it's imperial and metric. It's a lovely thing, and this is a really good quality one. It's quite thick.
Curtains as well, when you're measuring your curtains.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do a lot of curtain making too, and that's what I use them for. Some I wish they did them in 10 metres, to be honest, but you need both.
I think they do, and I think that they are generally in the
they're
DIY
metal. Well, and they're
store.
metal. The thing is with dressmaking is that, yes, it is skill and it is practice, but it's also in the tools. But quite often, it's not the big, expensive tools. It's the little things like this that make all the difference.
Yes.
Owning a French curve just makes a massive difference. Owning a 3 meter tape measure.
Scissors. Let's look at the scissors. Why have you chosen these scissors, and which one would you like to look at first?
These are the dressmaking shears. Look at those. They're just lovely.
They are a thing of beauty.
They just are beautiful. And, you know, when you're cutting out of the fabric, particularly when you're making your toiles and your muslins, you need to cut accurately. Treat yourself to a pair of scissors. I would.
These are mine.
They are the loveliest things.
These are the ones that I have at home.
I do. Mine have a bit of fabric tied around them so everyone knows they're mine.
Mine have NM on there so that they don't get put in any box by anyone else. I have mine labelled. At $37.95, I'm going to say I thought twice. I did, but have not looked back. I love these scissors, and woe betide anyone that ever tries to take them off me. I absolutely love them. The cut on these is fantastic. Now, Fiskars is a company that have been making blades and scissors since the 1600s. They're named after the place where the metal smelting place was, and they have such a history of metal and knowing how to make strong, sharp, reliable blades. And you've got that iconic orange handle. You always know that it's going to be Fiskars. There it is written there. And the thing that I love about these, I'm going to take them down and put them on the table here, is that it cuts from there all the way through to the tip. I don't have to go and get another pair of scissors to do anything intricate with the tip. If I need to take a little notch out of something, I'm not reaching for any other scissors because I know that these are going to work all the way through. They glide through that fabric. If you need to use that edge to rip through, then you can. You know, you see sometimes when people are cutting fabric, they just go
really sharp.
Zip, And that's how they do it, just rip, and it's through. It's because they're razor sharp. $37.95, you get what you pay for. My goodness, you do. And these are just top,
Well, I would
top-notch
recommend
scissors.
these. And you know the difference? People say, what's the difference between shears and scissors?
Yes.
Shears have one handle bigger than the other.
Is that it? Is that all the differences?
Yes, and they lie flat as well, but that is the difference. Scissors have handles the same size. That's the difference. So, and when you've bought these, tie a little scrap of fabric around them, and what that means is these are only ever to be used for fabric, and anyone who uses them for paper will be shot. That's what that means, because if you cut your beautiful, expensive fabric scissors and cut paper with it, you will blunt them.
Yeah, don't.
So tie a piece of fabric round, and everyone will know. And then these
are the smaller ones.
But it's really nice to have a good sharp pair of scissors for paper when you're cutting paper. So buy a pair just for paper.
So these are your general purpose ones.
I mean, these can be used for fabric, but don't mix them up.
Don't mix them up. So $16.45. These are your general purpose scissors. When you buy them first off,
you can
then
choose
of course
what
you can use these just for fabric, but then just use them for fabric. Or if, like you say, treat yourself to a really good pair of paper scissors.
Yeah.
They're going to cut through when you're pattern making, things like that. They're going to cut through that paper. $16.45. They are ergonomically designed. You see, look, that just slips in, an absolute treat. They're easy to use. They're not stiff to open and shut. The movement's there, and that cuts all the way through. To my mind, Fiskars right up there. Best.
Yeah, I mean, and these are perfect for fabric cutting. Obviously, they haven't got blades as long as the others, so you haven't got quite the reach. But
sometimes you don't want that,
it's up to you what you want to use them for. I mean, I have a pair of shears for only fabric, and then these I use for paper. But if I want to cut, say, a little bit of rick-rack or something thick, the end off a zip, I don't really want to use my fabric scissors for that.
No, that's very true.
So that's when I use my general purpose. Doesn't matter if I blunt them scissors.
$16.45, YFGQ95. That's scissors covered. Right, next up. Are we moving on to pins next? So John Scott... This is for you. John and I never realised how many pins there were in the world.
Really? Well, and that's not even all of them.
Come on, now.
So we're talking pincushion books.
Well, let's talk pins first. To go
pins for our pincushions.
In the pincushions, because we've got a variety. Let's start with your dressmaker's pins. 30 seconds on each.
Right. There are two types of dressmaker's pins here. You might think they're the same.
Yeah, I did. These are hardened and tempered.
But they're not. I'm just seeing which is which. They're both the same diameter, but one's longer than the other. So these are 26 mils long, and these are 33 mils long.
Why do we need... Let's go 33 mil first.
Well, you need those for... It depends on thicknesses. If you're going through a different thickness of fabric, or you want the pin to be longer, or if you're on straight seams. For the shorter pins, if you're pinning curves, you want shorter pins to get in them. If you're doing a plique and you're pinning on tiny little pieces of fabric, you want shorter pins. But if you're doing seams, straight things, and you want your pin to cover more space.
Long pins. Yeah. Okay, so $2.95 for your longer pins there. LRGQ97. You're getting 320.
Yeah,
Bargain.
It's just worth it. And how many pins do you... I lose them all the time, always.
Now, this next one is the 26 mil one. So these are the shorter ones. So these are going to be, for like you said, for your corners.
Corners, curves, applique, small pieces of fabric, just little things. It's good to have both, but just keep them in the right boxes.
Okay.
So you don't mix them up.
So there we go. You've got those.
And they're a good diameter. They're fine.
$2.95
for dressmaking.
$2.95 for these, and also because they've got the metal heads, you can iron over them as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So CBGQ94. It says 25 mil there. They're 26 mil. That's the one. 380 of those. Ooh.
Yeah.
Quilter's glass-headed pins. We dive into these. This isn't a full packet. You'll get a full packet. The Quilter's glass-headed pins. We use these pretty much every day. We love these. Why do you need glass-headed?
Because you can iron over them, they won't melt.
Okay.
Whereas you can get plastic-headed and they melt. You can see the heads. That's really useful, especially when you're for quilting. The pins go down into the wadding. You need to be able to see them.
And also often you're using quite patterned material.
Yeah, and so
quilts.
they're really good to see. They're a little bit thicker, so they go through the layers. There's two different sorts here. There's just different lengths.
So that's your glass-headed, and that's your 45 mil, and these are your 34 mil glass-headed
Again,
pins.
smaller areas, but where you want the glass head, you want them to be seen. You want them more obvious, but you want them shorter.
And glass not affected by the iron. That's a biggie. You can iron, they're not going to melt. So again, £3.45. You're getting 95 of these for your glass-headed steel pins. Excellent. Now, if you've got pins, you need a pin cushion.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And this book is 12 Darling Projects to Sew.
Yes, I like the title of this.
12 Darling. And what's a collection of different pin cushions? Then it's just a lovely thing. You know, make it for yourself, make it as a gift. What a brilliant thing for a craft fair or a school fair.
Absolutely.
And it covers all sorts of
Or even
techniques.
if you run a craft group, you know, an after-school kids craft group. We all made pin cushions. That was one of the first things any of us ever made, you know, sewing at school, was you made a pin cushion.
And they're just, I mean, it's the sort of thing that they would use in Mollie Makes, because it's just fun and pretty and lovely. I love this one here. This is a little patchwork one.
Oh, it's
using the
gorgeous.
tiniest scraps of fabrics. And, you know, and it's not just, oh, here's a bit of inspiration. There's a table there with the exact measurements you need to cut each of these tiny pieces of fabric in. So it's a really usable book.
Step by step and show you through. These are some of the pin cushions we made out of.
Yes, these are they were the last one actually in the book that one of our designers, Lucy, made for a previous show. So she used this pattern to make them, and they're just sweet. But look at all the pins you can get in them. Loads. You see, so what I would do is buy your different length pins, buy your different sorts of pins, and put them in different pin cushions.
Well, then you know, don't you?
Then you know. Then you don't get
absolutely
confused, because I said earlier, don't mix your boxes. Otherwise, there's no point in having different length pins, is there?
Oh, no, absolutely.
So, or put them into pin cushions. So it's a really nicely laid out book. The photographs are really clear. There's a little bit of blurb about the designer. And what's nice as well is if you like their work, they always put their website in, the other books that they've written.
Absolutely. So it's giving you that reference for each of the designers. You've got 12 different designers in here, each showing you a different style of pin cushion.
I love that one, the little cabin pin cushion. Isn't that really sweet? So there's a bit of a plique, a bit of a machine embroidery, a bit of everything in that one.
What else have we got? Let's go through them step by step. Let's have a look at each one.
Okay, start at the beginning. So that was, this is the patchwork section.
Oh, I love that. Look at that.
I sort of feel like I want to enlarge that and make that into a cushion though.
Me too.
But
there's no reason why you can't.
No, you could easily do it because they've all got little diagrams, but that's just lovely, isn't it? This is lovely. Little bit of machine embroidery, so me.
But then you see, I like this with the box.
Yeah.
The box edges.
Because that's a really good chunky pin cushion.
Yeah.
Keep that one by your machine.
Yeah.
Take them out, put them in the pin cushion. That's a really lovely. And, you know, they've put a little picture of all the books that these designers have done. So if you think, oh, I really quite like that, I'll have a look at that. It's a nice little intro.
It's a nice showcase, actually, for each of the designers
I know,
as
and
well.
sometimes you look at books like this, pin cushions, and think, oh, why do I need one of those? But then you sort of see all the things that you're going to learn, and it teaches you things, but you can have a go on something small.
Absolutely, and so it's not daunting, is it at all? And let's face it, the minute you start to sew, you need a pin cushion.
Well, and this one as well is more than just a pin cushion. It's got like a little sewing place to put your needles. And buttons. Yeah, it's just...
So it's quirky, well thought out.
It is, and they're all really well designed.
I love the bug.
Love the ladybird, that's really cute. It's even got wings. Wings made from net. Elephant.
Oh, but the elephant's super cute as well. All for under £10.
Yeah, it's a great little book. It'd be nice to own yourself. Be a great gift for somebody. There's so much to do, and again,
whether you make the actual this has got the bug one in. I love this
pin
one.
Cushion.
The
of course.
pin cushion. Why not? Love him.
Really funny. The cake.
Yep.
Cupcakes never die.
Though. They do near me. They get eaten. Oh yes. So grab this today, £9.95, QWSP50, fab. Now, oh, hello, I was just going to reference that, it's gone. So, disappearing. Can we have another look at this, this pattern template for Skirts and Dresses book?
We can, yes.
Because I feel that I need to know more about this.
Well, we didn't really get the time earlier.
We've got more to show. Have you got anything else that we need?
Well, we can look at, there's another book, the quilting manual we can do.
Let's have another look at this one, because this has grabbed my attention somewhat.
Well, I think I didn't really get, I was sort of rushing through it, didn't really get the chance to show you all the different designs that you can do. Because there's you start off with the basic, the pencil skirt.
Right.
Everyone needs a pencil skirt. Then you move on to an A-line skirt, and then this posh Godet skirt, and then this one.
Oh, look at that, with ruffles down the side.
With a few extra ruffles. And the
Pleats.
tulip skirt.
Oh, nice.
Tulip skirts are great if you sort of struggle a bit with your waist and your hips, because it pulls it in nicely just on your waistline, where that's fine.
Yeah.
But if there's a few areas there that you'd rather were covered with some
Glossed
folder fabric,
over,
just glossed
yes.
over. But then what it does is it comes back down in just below the knee. I mean, you can make it whatever you length, but traditionally they're just below the knee. So it narrows your silhouette again. So you start off with this nice tight waist, you skim over the bits that you'd rather not talk about, and then you dwell on, and then you come back down in the knee. Makes it a little bit harder to walk in, obviously. Can't stride across the fields, but it's a very flattering shape.
But let's face it, you're going to wear heels or something with that, aren't you? So you're not going to be striding
Yeah,
anywhere.
no, I've got a couple of tulip skirts.
Yeah.
And I know when I walk to work, I think, oh, I better walk a bit slower. But it's a very flattering shape. The circle skirt, I love a circle skirt.
You do, don't
Do you really like those?
So this is all from taking your measurements and then downloading your block, and then these are then the way that you then expand this knowledge. What else isn't there? I need to see everything.
Well, we're only on skirts at the moment. We haven't even moved into dresses. So because as the book is called Skirts and Dresses, so
I didn't know there were so many
I
different
know
styles.
so many box pleat skirt, the kilt, right.
Nice.
And then we move on to, after we've gone through pockets.
Oh, hello, the dress.
Hello, the dress. So, really basic.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But look at this, they put pin tucks.
Oh, beautiful.
Which obviously you don't have to do, but it shows you how to do that. But that's a really basic silhouette shift dress. This one, the sheath dress, really useful, isn't it?
Oh, what a brilliant book. $11.95. IBSP 29. I've not seen a book like this.
No, well, when I picked it up, I thought, that's why I said to you at the beginning, I thought, oh, what's that, pattern making? I don't understand that. Is that going to just be templates? I didn't realise, I mean, the time that must have been put in to write this. And all on every diagram, there's, you know, cross-hash bits, that's where you put it in. There's arrows, there's little red scissors. It tells you exactly how to do it.
Once you get your eye into how to work your way through the book.
Yeah, if you just read it really carefully from the beginning, honestly, it's very well written.
Oh, I love
like
this.
The shirt dress, that's great,
Oh, that's
isn't it?
gorgeous. Nice wide belt, wedge heels, off you go.
And you see, and because you're making this block that will fit you, you just keep using it.
Of course you will. Of course you do.
And
Look
some
at
of
that
it is things like the
dress.
sweater dress, that's using a knit fabric, so it's not all just cotton fabrics. You know, you've got a bit of really lightweight, probably Georgette on that one for the off the.
I have a love-hate
dress.
relationship with dresses for weddings.
Yeah, it's very
I
hard.
always
very
want to have
hard.
a beautiful one, and then I can never find one to fit me. Beautiful.
Negligee.
Oh,
Even a negligee.
gorgeous.
And the
Look at
halter
that.
neck dress is great, isn't it?
Yeah, pair of flip-flops. This is bubble dress. This is perfect for your beachwear.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
That was the one you liked at the beginning.
That's very
the
flattering, isn't it?
So, you know, you can move up to that. I mean, the way that the book is sort of created is it starts off with the pencil skirt.
Move up to, I want to start with that.
And
That's
you move
beautiful.
on. Well, once you've worked it all out. And it does make perfect sense. You just need to start by taking your measurements.
Maxi dress.
It holds
all
your
starts
hand.
with a measurement.
Well, throughout the whole thing, it does take you through. It's a great book.
Gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. $11.95. IBSP 29. A lot going on in there. So much. That's a fab book. So that's your skirts and dresses. It's your pattern making templates, skirts and dresses. I'm just trying to think if I've seen such a well thought out
Well,
book
you know,
with
there
so
are
many extras. It's all those extras that you've got in there. Just brilliant. Now, the other thing that we have to show that we haven't yet, I don't know where they are actually, the fabrics. Have we just got photos of the...
yes, yeah, the
we haven't actually... Producer Paul, here we go, he's got the image for us. We've got these little packs. These are really super handy to have.
They're very
now
good for
you
the pin
choose.
cushions.
They're excellent for the pin cushions. In fact, that's what these pin cushions that we had were made from in the first place. So you've got a choice of, you're not getting all four. Don't get too excited. You're not getting all four. But for just $5.45, you can get excited about just $5.45.
Yeah.
You're getting a craft set where you get some rickrack, you get some binding, you get ribbon, and you also get, I think it's a fat quarter in there, for just $5.45, and it will match. You've got vanilla, pink, green, or blue to choose from. Brilliant. AZGQ 98. Awesome. Now the amount of fabric that you're getting in there is 50 centimetres by 74 centimetres and 1 metre each of ribbon.
And buttons.
And buttons as well.
I mean, that's great for loads of things.
2 different sizes of buttons as well.
Yeah, it's fabric-covered buttons.
Yeah. So 8 ribbons, 1 metre of each of these, and you're good to go.
So it's bigger than a fat quarter.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really good. I mean, I chose it specifically to go with the pincushion book, but it's a great little set.
It's a little craft pack that's handy to have.
And having the matching buttons. Lovely.
Absolutely. Now this is the pink one, but you've got options. You've got vanilla, blue or green to choose from. If you just go and put in the code AZGQ98 or give our customer services a call, they're free and, well, you know, they're free for you to use. 0800 112 4433. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? But do give our customer services call number a call. It is free of charge to call. Right. Where shall we go to next?
Shall we move to the quilting manual?
The quilting manual is just there for you.
And there's one over there.
Oh, I can reach it. Now, this is the last of our books.
Yes. This is a really unusual book in that what the publishers have done, and they've taken 16, I think, 16 different experts and asked their tips on quilting.
Oh,
so when I started, I didn't read that bit to start with, and I was reading thinking, gosh, this is very wide-ranging about lots of different things, but each different expert has written a different section.
Okay.
Which is fab, because often if you get one person writing a whole book, they don't always know it in such detail. So you've got this one, the basics of machine quilting, and they've chosen one expert to write that. And that's great because, you know, we do a lot of patchwork and quilting and think, oh, well, it's just sewing the 3 layers together. That's just quilting, isn't it? You know, and not always do people go into the depth. But this book does tell you from start to finish how to quilt.
Oh, excellent.
So, you know, and that's the finishing touch. If you talk to any quilter, they always say, you know, you can spend hours and hours and hours on the patchwork, but if you don't get the quilting right, you can really ruin it. Well, it makes or breaks a quilt.
I think it does, and I think that's why a lot of people patchwork as opposed to quilting, because the quilting bit feels a little bit worrisome.
Well, things like in here, they show you the difference between quilting with a same coloured thread and a different coloured thread. You wouldn't ever know that until you did it, would you?
No, and then if it wasn't the effect that you wanted, you're stymied, aren't you? So,
and it's like over quilting and under quilting, whether you've put too much into it or not enough. And they've given you little pictures of that. I think that's really good. This section's all about marking, tools and marking. So they've picked up an expert who knows all about tools and marking and how to do it. Quilting. They even talk about quilters' gloves.
We've got those on the website.
We have, yeah, which are really good for holding your quilt. Because when you've got a massive quilt and it's really heavy and difficult to push through, the gloves give you extra grip on there.
Look at this. Gosh.
So really, it's a lovely little book that even if you have quilted, you will pick up a lot from, because it shows you lots of techniques, how to change, you know, have different coloured threads, adjusting your tension.
Even how to quilt negative space.
Yes.
I hadn't even thought about that, but actually it's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you've done a patchwork quilt and there's a lot of a background fabric, what do you do with it? Do you just leave it there?
I love this.
I mean, but this is great, isn't it? This is about the star stands out because the background is quilted around it.
Nice. You've got over 100 free motion and walking foot designs in here.
Yeah, that's a really, really good thing. And then there's a little section on hand quilting, but they've focused in on shashiko.
Oh, okay.
Which
so
is
that's
this
the
lovely
Japanese where you stitch through. It's hand stitching, isn't it?
So you use a dark, but traditionally it's a navy sort of denim type fabric, an indigo with white stitching, and that's the sort of the traditional look of it. But this chapter goes through all the threads and the fabrics and what you'd use for it and how you do the stitches. So it's all in there.
Beautiful.
But then, I mean, you need all of this. This information is really good. But for anyone who has quilted or wants to quilt more, there's loads of free templates and motifs, which is brilliant, because it's often quite difficult to find what you're looking for, and because you've got it all in one book.
This seems to be quite a
well, and
popular
that's so
type.
easy to repeat. So you trace that. Say you wanted to put that on the border of a quilt, you would trace that, and then you would trace it again and again, so it joined up. You would keep it joining. And because you've got a good choice here, you can try different things out.
And it's sectioned. So up here you've got motifs. So you go,
and again,
these are all your motifs.
These are all designed by different people.
Oh, lovely.
Which is why, as you go through, I mean, this style here is very sketchy. It's a different style to the ones at the beginning.
Well, then once you move on, pages and pages and pages of motifs, then you get onto your borders. So your borders, if you want for a quick reference, your borders are all the blue edges up here. So you've got all of these borders.
And this is a great repeat. And then this one shows you, see these arrows? This gives you the direction.
Oh, excellent.
So that, like with here, it tells you, you know, because you want to keep going. You don't want to stop and start. So you go around there, and then that shows you the direction. And these lines are the repeat lines.
Ah, okay.
So you trace that, you move it over, and that repeats from there, and it just keeps going.
Oh, amazing. And then you've got your all over designs. So you've got motifs, borders, and all over, all sectioned off. So you've got a quick reference for grabbing those. This is just $15.95. Again, this is a book that a lot of hard work has gone into.
I mean, look at all of these patterns. There's a lot in here, and I think even if you have quilted a lot, you would get something out of this. It would give you a lot. And this is the background on all of these 16 experts.
Nice. So you get that prestige. You understand where that's coming from. SHSP 46 $15.95. You know what you're going to need if you're getting this? Tracing paper.
Tracing paper, yes. Yeah.
You are.
Definitely need tracing paper.
Now, what we've got here, actually, this is pattern paper for you. This isn't tracing paper. This is your pattern paper. Actually, I use this an awful lot because, for me, this is great, especially if I'm doing any craft projects, because each of those is a centimetre square, so I can just...
It's very good for making... Yeah. I mean, it's ideal, obviously, for the pattern making template book.
Yeah.
But it's very good if you're making... Say you were making one of the cosmetic purses that we did at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
If you were doing those, and you decided, right, well, I've got the instructions, I've got the kit, but I want to make my purse a little bit bigger, because you've got the squared paper. You think, well, I'll make it that big. It's easier to do it that way.
Easy to do it, and it's $3.95. You get 3 large sheets of that.
It's like,
great. I wouldn't be without it.
You need a tape measure.
Yeah.
You need a pair of scissors, and you definitely need some square paper.
Where to go, isn't it? Where to start? And then you need beautiful fabric. This has been very popular this hour. Very popular. 42 pieces in your Autumn Tree Tilda Charm Pack. Just such beautiful colours. And you can just see even the way that they're arranged. If I can just show you here how the colours work their way through. So you've got your blues there, and then it goes into your greens through there. But the way that they are put together is as soon as you take off that top piece and put it on the bottom, they are all right sized together, so you can just chain them.
They're lovely colours, aren't they? I love that.
They're beautiful colours.
Really like the green, and that blends very well with the blue.
Well, you've got the green, you've got the pink, you've got a light pink, but you've also got in there you've also got that sort of raspberry pink in there. But look at that. You see, so those two are next to each other, so that you would chain piece those together. Just gorgeous. My mum has these growing in her garden. They're just beautiful.
They're lovely.
And then when they dry, she puts them in a big jug on the windowsill. Yeah,
I'd lie them all out. I'd want them all laid out and go, oh, which one to put next to which one.
Well, you can do that, but you see, for me, that's too much choice. So I like the fact that they're all kind of done for me, and then I can just zip and go through. This is your Autumn Tree collection. So you've got blues in there. Here we go. This is the one. This is the fabric that started me off. It was.
That blue one.
The blue, the woodland in the blue. Beautiful, and that's what I've got my cushions in. Not a lot of these. Please do check out your baskets. Gosh, that's the end of the hour.
No, how did that go?
Where did that go?
How did that go? Just grab a few books.
Oh, now if you saw Rebecca Reid earlier, we did say we've got a few of the kits left, not very many, so please do, just giving you advance warning, please do check out your baskets for that as well. It was $22.95. You're getting half a metre of each of those two fabrics, a metre of interfacing. You're also getting that big packet of craft wadding, 2 zips, thread, and the pattern and everything for $22.95. Great value. LCGC 15. Thank you ever so much.
That's okay.
Coming up tomorrow, we've got... Here we go, vintage floor cushion, oh good. Foundation paper piecing, nice. Wedding accessories, oh that should be John. It's going to be me, but it should be John. Foundation paper piecing part 2. Can't wait for that tomorrow. That's all your floral fun coming up tomorrow. Bex, thank you so much.
That's fine, it's been a pleasure.
When are you back off down to Bath?
I'm going back today, but I'll be back up here next week.
Excellent. We will see you then.
Okay.
Thank you at home for watching. We'll be back again 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Bye-bye. Sewing Quarter is at the very heart of sewing as we bring you all things sewing and quilting. The team behind us live and breathe sewing day to day. We strive to bring you exclusive offers, exciting live demonstrations, and most importantly, we will custom cut fabric to your specification in our very own cutting room. We will also be bringing you TV exclusives that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So come and join us today at the Sewing Quarter.
Welcome to the Sewing Quarter!